Hello, hello, peace, peace, peace. I'm in the building. Hello, hello, peace, peace, peace. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. We about to get started, family. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to the visionary coming through. You already know, red, black, and green, BYB. Shout out to Kevin Johnson. I said, yeah. Shout out to Kenny Johnson. Sorry, can't see. Shout out to Godspeed for coming through with 440 joules. Much appreciated. Unc alert. You set it off earlier. I take it. You know, Unc in the building. I'll take it. Salute, bro. Thank you so much for coming through with that. Much appreciated. Much appreciated for those 440 joules. Shout out to Tony Bands. Yeah, first time catching him with the sun is up. Shout out to Chuck. You already know Oshay is a white supremacist in blackface. He's an enemy. Shout out to Benevolent in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. What is this? Is this Wheatley? I can't see. Wheatley not? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you at. Shout out to Chocolate Lyric in the building. Shout out to Martin in the building. Shout out to Baka in the building. Salute. Shout out to Lee D. Clinton. I heard about Black Panther 3. I didn't look too much into it because I've been busy, but I heard about it. But I'm gonna have to check that out. Shout out to WT in the building. I'm not even giving you no clout. I'm just banning you. Aha. Oh, not giving you no clout neither. Just banning you. Aha. And speaking of that, shout out to Marco Brolo in the building. Peace to the chat. But speaking of that, family, you already know what to do. Support the stream any way you can. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, much appreciated. Let me know if you want me to read it out loud, give you a thanks or whatever. Just let me know. Also, family, you already know, support the stream with, you can do a gift. I take gifts. Just like Godspeed set it off with, I take gifts. You can give somebody a membership, or you can hit that join button and get your own membership. I take super thanks, super chat, super sticker. A whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. And if you can't support monetarily, you can always support with a like. You can support with a share. You can support with a fire emoji. You can support by hitting that reaction heart. You can just support any way you want to support. But yeah, let's get into this. Shout out to everybody in the building, because we told to get into this before. I didn't get a chance to get into this, but I'm gonna get into it now. Because people was asking me about this. I just didn't get a chance to get to it, but I'm getting to it now. Shout out to everybody in the building. For all you who don't know, this is Cameron speaking on African, saying he not an African. I don't know if this is an edited clip or not. I'm just going to just deal with it as is. This is something Tariq put up. So we're going to see. Let's get into it. Shout out to everybody in the building.
I'm not African. I love my Africans. Salute. They don't fuck with us like that. They say we Yankees. Yeah, ain't no fucking Africans. I'm just telling you how it go. Why when we go to the Olympics, Floyd pointed, why when we go to the Olympics and a black man go to the Olympics, they be like, the American.
So why is the African there already? It's in the name already. African American.
No, they don't say that at the Olympics. They say American. They don't say African American because it's Africans there at the Olympics. So they don't confuse it and say African American. They just say American. That's what I'm saying. We African American. Why we don't use that at the Olympics?
What's wrong with being African?
Ain't nothing wrong with being African. It's just that I'm not African. I was born in America.
So your bloodline, are you black?
Yeah, I'm black.
Black what? You just black.
I'm a black man. Black what? Black man? What are you talking about? I'm black. It's all over the world. Does that mean they African? It's black. It's black Cubans. It's everywhere. That don't mean that they African because you black. Black don't mean African.
No, I didn't mean to say that, but we're from Africa, bro. It's the heart of a black man. That's where we from. That's the land of the black man.
I'm not African. If you want to be African, that's on you.
All right,
and shout out to my Africans. I'm not African. My mother from Atlantic City.
FBA Live, what's up?
Okay, that's the clip. That's old Tariq played. Where's the part where they said Cameron said the Africans stink? Or did somebody make that up? Because again, I didn't watch this. Somebody told me about it. We were supposed to cover it, but I had to get off. And now I'm here today. And they told me, that Cameron said he not African and Africans stink. So did Cameron really say Africans stink, or people just saying that? Inquiring minds, I want to know. So anybody who saw this before, did he say that he stink? Yes, I got access to I think I got access to the Instagram Reels. You could send it, Visionary, and I'll see if I could do it. I think Tariq always say I love TikTok Shop to cover up any cursing and stuff like that. Cameron does have kids. Now, but let's see. Did he say, what did Cameron, I want to hear the part where he said that the Africans stink. Did he actually say the Africans stink? Because if this is all he said, that he not African, I don't see the big deal in it. Because he wasn't claiming that, like, he wasn't saying that we ain't African, as in I didn't come from our ancestors didn't come from Africa. Because I'm from New York, like Cam is from New York. I'm from New York, like Cam is from New York. And in New York, we don't say we African. Like if somebody was to ask me on the street, like, yo, you African? I would say no. But I would say no as in I'm not from Africa, as in my parents, my direct ancestors, my parents, my direct lineage is not from Africa. Like I wasn't born there. My parents wasn't born there. My grandparents wasn't born there. I would say no like that. The same way in New York, if somebody be like, oh, you black? And they be like, no, I'm not black. I'm Jamaican. And they don't mean I'm not black as in the race. They'll be like, I'm not black as in I'm not Black American, Native Black American. So if this is all he said, I don't know what's the big deal. If he just saying like, listen, I'm not African because I'm not from Africa, like they from Africa. That makes sense. I don't get it. Because people was making it seem like he went in on Africans. Because I'm pretty sure this is the worst thing that he said. Because if Tariq is using this clip, this is supposed to be the gotcha of all gotcha clips. Irvin Palmer, shout out to Irvin Palmer in the video. So building. So he said his partner visited Africa and told him it stink. He said his partner said it stink. All right. So Cam didn't even say Africa stink. He said somebody told him Africa stink. Yeah, I think Cam father or something like that is from one of the islands or something like that. Yeah, I think Cam got some Caribbean ancestry. It might be like he might have his father or something might be Dominican or something like that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they all Spanish. They all got like some Spanish in them. I'm about to look that up right now. So yeah, if that's all Cam said, I don't see the issue with it too much. I think people making it bigger than what it is. Because again, he was shouting out the Africans. He said, shout out to Africans, shout out to all my Africans, but I'm not African. They be telling us we not Africans, which is true. Like it was a time like from like the 2010s. Like I would say from like the 90s, late 90s to like I would say like the mid to late 2010s. Africans was definitely telling people that they was not African. In fact, Africans helped popularize the term Black African. I'm Black American, because they would tell people that y'all not African Americans. I'm African American. Y'all Black Americans. So if this is all Cam said, let me know. Because if he, because I want to know, because as far as I'm seeing right now, other people are saying that other people said Africa stink. That's what they said. They didn't say Cam said it, because I was under the impression that Cam said it. Chop Suey, yeah. You can send the other video, because again, they keep saying that Cam didn't say it. They said somebody else said it. His friend said it. So if what somebody else said it, or he repeating what somebody else said, then I don't even see that as a knock on Cam. I don't even see that as a knock on Cam. All right, I'm about to look that up on my phone, but I'm gonna let Tariq talk, because I don't know if I could play all that on the stream without it getting boomed. Because last time I tried to watch a video with Cam for a long time, the whole stream got shut down. Got hit with a copyright and shut down. Yeah, I'm gonna get into this. Yeah, let me get into this.
Beloved.
Hey Tariq, how are you?
I'm good, dear. How are you?
I'm good. Just want to thank you for taking the time away from your family to tap in with us. We know that you're on vacation, so thank you. We love and appreciate you for that. Brooke, that's my girl. I love me some Brooke, but Brooke, you gotta hold this L for New York, because that girl done came to Chicago and got that chicken from Harold's and put some barbecue sauce on there, talking about our chicken nasty. Everybody know that no barbecue sauce go on no chicken. So Brooke, you gotta hold this L for New York.
Lord,
We're getting into New York business. I'm getting into New York business a little bit. So there's a clip of the rapper Cameron going around, basically still standing on lineage business as he's been doing for the past few years, saying that he's not African.
That's not standing on no lineage business. What is this nonsense of people standing on lineage business? He doesn't bang with FBA. In fact, didn't Cam do a whole interview with Floyd Mayweather refuting FBA? And Floyd Mayweather said that the FBA nonsense about delineation is messed up. Didn't that just happen? Y'all think everybody who don't want to be called African American is in agreement with y'all? Or everybody who say I'm not African is in agreement with y'all? They are definitely not. Like y'all like FBA is like terrorists. Y'all claim responsibility for everything bad that happened. Like, oh, we did this. Somebody got slapped. Oh, that was one of our soldiers. That person don't even know you. He not even a Muslim. You just claiming responsibility. Y'all moving like ISIS right now, man. Y'all moving like ISIS.
And that one of his co-hosts went over to Africa for a little vacation or whatever, came back here, told him that the people in Africa stink, they dirty, they this, that, and the third. Now, that's, public.
Oh, okay. See, so like she said, so they said that Cam was saying what his partner told him. Okay. So why they keep trying to make it seem like Cam was the one saying like, oh, I don't bang with Africans. They dirty, they stink. I don't like them. See, this is why you can't trust FBA, because that's how it was being promoted to me. That, oh, y'all, like we got Cam on our side. Cam said y'all Africans stink. He don't like being around y'all. Like, come on, I'm gonna keep it going.
Information. We all know that, you see what I'm saying? We all got social media, see the videos. My issue is that the Vic Manson rapper, The Tether, he's tried to single out Cameron for saying what he was saying. And it's like, you can't fault that man for claiming his lineage, because he's like, my mama from Jersey. We ain't from no Africa. And it's just like the delineation movement is really whooping on them so bad.
So where's his father from? Where's his father from? Where's his father from? See, this is the same game y'all play with is indigenous nonsense. Where y'all be like, oh, my grandmother said that she's an Indian. Well, what about your other grandma? What about your two granddaddies? Like, you can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up. Like, these people are really slow and they take everything as a W, like somebody is promoting their nonsense. This is what desperation look like. This is what desperation look like. But yeah.
That they're finding anything to, hoot and holler about. And it's like, and it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Because he's saying, oh, you guys are just gonna go with the 500 years of history here in America and negate the 2,900 years of it. I'm like, boy, what are you talking about? America was probably formed 250 years ago, but this land is older than 500 years ago. And most of us don't have African lineage. It's just that, like,
see, this is again, y'all bastardizing everything. He never said nothing about his family not having no African ancestry. He just said, I'm not African, as in his direct ancestry is not African. That's it. Again, in a New York context, if somebody was to ask me on the streets, am I African? I would say no. Because I know what they mean. When they ask me, am I African? They ask me, did my family did I or my immediate family directly come from Africa? That's what they mean. That's what they mean. That's me saying I'm not African. It's not me denying that my African ancestry. That's not me denying the transatlantic slave trade. Y'all just be making up stuff. Like, y'all just, every time, this is why people can't even talk no more. Like, the funny part is they about to resurrect the term African American, because like I said, the term started phasing out in the mid 2010s, late 2010s. But people about to start using it again because they distance themselves from y'all. Like, the only way I can actually distance myself from this foolishness of FBA and all this online diaspora warring is to just call myself a African American. Black American ain't good enough no more. Black ain't good enough no more. Because somebody might mistake me for being a part of this foolishness. See, y'all creating your own hell. Y'all creating your own hell. Y'all creating your own hell. Oh, and I looked it up too. They don't really deal with who Cameron's father is. Like, he doesn't speak about who his father is. He only talks about his mother. He don't talk about his father. So his father could have been anything. His father could have been Dominican, somebody from South Carolina. Oh, they got a picture of his father. His father do look like kind of Spanish though. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know what his father is. So yeah.
You can't get mad at people because now we are now seeing exactly who we are and we refuse to back down on it. It's just like, it's you trying to compare apples to oranges and there's no comparison. And then, I, voice my opinion on the comment. And, of course, the telecom under there is calling me a mixed breed. There's nothing mixed about me. I don't have no foreign DNA in my body, in my lineage, none of that. Just how others said that they can trace their history back to this country, I can trace my history back to this country, to the 1700s. And now I'm quite sure if I dig a little deeper, it goes back further than that.
So your DNA, as far as what you say, your ancestry is not even older. See, this is nonsense. Nonsense. Oh, you're banned. This is nonsense. Just more FBA babble. FBA babble. This is what I said. This is the silver lining about FBA. When it's all said and done, Black immigrants will have more power than they ever did in this country and in the Black community because of FBA. Because they keep juxtaposing themselves against people. They keep juxtaposing themselves with this babble against people like Barack Obama, against people like Governor Westmore, against people like Kamala Harris. They keep just juxtaposing themselves against these people. And then when the regular black people hear this and they say, well, either you with Obama or you with Tariq, they're going to choose Obama every time. Yes, a pure African American. These people are ridiculous. This is why people was calling her a mixed breed. But you know what? According to FBA, them being mixed with that white blood is not really being mixed. Remember, FBA don't deny no European ancestry. That's something that they all accept. They will tell you with a straight face, we all got white blood. We all that's our lineage. Remember, that's where the lineage talk came from. It came from Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks. They was originally using the term lineage correctly when they was arguing that we are all the same lineage, we the same lineage as white people. And why did they say that? Because they would always say what? The slave master had two families. He had a white family and a black family, which means the slave master is the progenitor of the lineage. And we are with white people, so we one and the same. This is the reason why you can be mixed with white all day long and still be FBA. But if they find out that your great-grandfather was Haitian or your grandmother was Jamaican, you're magically not FBA anymore. You're magically not FBA no more. So yeah, this is nonsense.
So we are over 500 years old here, and they just need to stop that lame old rhetoric of that we are all from Africa, and we are not. And it's just that, like it, love it, hate us for saying it. It is what it is. We are not from Africa.
And mind you, these people are ashamed of Africa. That's another thing. Remember, I told y'all, I forgot. I got to do this video about the history of National Geographic. Because like I told y'all, nobody had a problem being from Africa until they watched National Geographic. So they read National Geographic. Nobody had a problem till they saw it. This is why the same niggas that'll tell you that black people was the original Vikings, the original samurai, the original Hindus, the original Arabs, the original Germans, the original Greeks, the original Aztecs. These bozos is the original everything, and they got connections to the entire world except Africa. You already know where that come from. You already know where that come from. And these people are worthless to us. Remember, they have no value. They have no value because if somebody can show you of a documentary or something or of Africans living primitively or something like that, and that'll make you throw away everything and concoct a fake story in your head, you are of no value. You are of no value. You are of no value. This is the funny part. That's the funny part about this. You have no value. You can't do nothing. It's a reason. All the people who talk like this have accomplished nothing in their life. All the people who talk like this have no power. All the people who talk like this understand that nobody in the real world wants to hear them. This indigenous talk, this we have no connection to Africa, the slave trade didn't happen, is nobody wants to hear that in real life. And the funny thing also is these are the same people who used to make fun of people for saying that they was American. Remember, in Hand Colors 3, they was burning the American flag. That was coon talk. If you said that, oh, I'm not remember who was that? Morgan Freeman. They was calling him a coon when he said, I'm not an African American. Oh, he said, I'm not a black American. You not a white American. We just American. They was calling him a coon for that. That was coon talk. That was coon talk. We got a bozo in the building. No, you don't. No, you don't. What's your identity? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me look at some of these comments. Black people do want to do that, Brian. I think that's your name, Brian. They do want to do that. That's what's been happening. Our whole entire population growth for like a generation has come via black immigration. Black immigrants coming here and black immigrants having kids. Like, people don't know this. If you, because if you do away with race, like these bozos is trying to talk about, you don't just create 2 groups of black people in America. You create 3. You create 3. But let's say, for example, let's keep it simple. There are, by their own understanding and acknowledgement, there is the native black American population, the people whose ancestors descend from enslaved Africans on this land, is 35 million and shrinking. And shrinking. Our entire population growth is coming from immigrants. Them coming here, them having kids here. Our entire population growth is coming from them. It's like, again, I'm still working on this, but it was a study that was like by like the, what was it? I don't want to quote it. Matter of fact, I don't want to misquote it. I want to misquote it. I'll just have to save that. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. But yeah, let's keep it going. Let's let them talk. And I'm about to go in.
And we ain't been over there in over 500 years. So why do they keep trying to force an identity on us that don't belong to us? And I'm just gonna land it at that. Enjoy your.
And the funny part is, no, you're lying. Nobody's trying to force any identity on you. They just saying that your ancestors came from Africa. That's not enforcing an identity on you. Me going to somebody and saying your ancestors came from Germany, it's not. Nobody would be like, "Well, are you telling me my ancestors came from Germany? You're trying to force an identity on me?" Or somebody going to somebody saying, "Hey, your ancestors came from China. Why are you telling me my ancestors came from China? Are you trying to force an identity on me?" The only people, y'all keep trying to flip the narrative. Some y'all denying that y'all even got African ancestry, and people are telling you that's not true. And then you keep trying to flip it with this performative crybaby shit, talking about, "Oh, why are you trying to force a narrative on my identity on me?" Which is a Motley Bailey. This is a Motley Bailey. This is what a Motley Bailey looks like. You said you have no African ancestry. People tell you that's, "Oh, what you mean you don't got no African ancestry? So the slave trade didn't happen. This didn't happen. That didn't happen." You know it's an indefensible position. So you retreat to, "Oh, why are you trying to make my identity African?" Which is that's not the case. Nobody's having a conversation about that. That's not the case at all. Not the case at all. Bozo. See, this is a perfect example of the Motley Bailey right here. They say that they not African, as in they have no African ancestry. We say that's not true. Now he's talking about, well, we don't have no African culture. That was never the topic. That was never the topic. Well, whether black people got African culture or not. The topic is, are we genetically African? Did our ancestors come from Africa? You see how people like to switch the topic? This is the Motley Bailey right here. You heard this bozo girl, and Tariq is agreeing with her, talking about how we got no African ancestry. We got no Africans in our lineage. And I'm pointing out that that's not true. Now here he come with the, "Oh, we don't have African culture." You see how they flipped that? It's way more than 3%. It's way more, because remember, when FBA say immigrant, they mean people of immigrant ancestry too. So they talking about 2nd generation, 3rd generation. And in some cases, they talking about 4th generation. And when you count it like that, that's over a fifth of the population. That's over a fifth of the population. Closer to a fourth now of the entire total black population. 1 in 4. Yeah. So yeah. And even if it was only 3%, you got to remember, FBA is a white nationalist hate cult. Excuse me, it's a white nationalist psyop. And it's a hate cult. So even if it was 1%, they would still be pushing this line because they white masters told them to. You said Exelia Banks is pushing this. She's a bozo. And she been doing weirdo stuff. She's a clout chasing bozo. Remember, she's always doing weird stuff. This is why the white dude smacked her up in the party and kicked her out of it, and nobody helped her. She's a weirdo. But yeah, let's get back to this.
Vacation, Tariq.
Thank you so much for listening.
Oh, I forgot. Tariq is on vacation right now. Tariq is on vacation right now. For all you who don't know, Tariq is on vacation in Japan. While he telling these bozos to boycott Asian businesses, he in Japan giving the Asians money. He could have went on vacation anywhere. He went to Japan. After the Japanese people said all that stuff about black people, about how we this and we that, and basically and then you had that whole thing when black people was like, oh, they calling us Vulturemites and all that, and then you got all this boycotting of Asian businesses in America. Here Tariq go spending his money with the Asians on family vacation, took that FBA money and spent it with the people he talking down about. Just like he did with the Native Americans. He was at the Native American casino gambling the FBA money up. He was with the how they call them? Siberians. The Siberians, the $5 Indians. Yeah, Tariq was giving him y'all FBA money.
Yeah, I definitely live in the building. Okay, who's on there with all that noise? Yaz? Yo, Yaz.
Yo, what's going on, Coach Flex?
What's up, Yaz? You good, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm good over here. First off, I want to tell you thank you. The Mac Within had me as a monster in high school, so I greatly appreciate you putting that book out at a time I needed it.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And then I also wanted to ask.
This is why people don't like y'all. Predators. Let's just thank Tariq Nasheed for the Mac lesson book. The Mac lesson book where it told black men to try to go holler at junior high school girls. It's to run their game on junior high school girls, to refine their game. This is another reason why people say that if you are like in your 30s and you're trying to talk to an 18, 19-year-old, they call you a PDF file, or they say you're a PDF file adjacent. Because again, a lot of the people who talk like that read books like Mac Lessons, watch all this other weirdo red pill content. I should say fake red pill content and manosphere content where they promote going after young girls. They don't, and then when people point out the weirdness in it, they turn around and be like, oh, it's because that's when women are in their prime, which is a lie. That's a lie that you can run on little kids and you can run on people who don't get no cheeks. That's a lie. We're not stupid. It is very predatory. We know it's predatory because the people who taught y'all to do that and the people whose talking points y'all use to defend that behavior are predators. Tariq is a predator. Do we got to pull up that Max lesson book where Tariq told people to go after junior high school and high school girls? Told grown men to go after those little girls.
Basically you out there in Japan, have you seen any of the that lowrider culture out there that they kind of attribute to the Mexicans?
No, I haven't seen that yet. But I'm still traveling around and going all around, so I'm gonna look into that. I want to go over to the little hip hop area that they said they got, but I've not seen that. EW3.
Oh, so they're not talking about the Cam issue no more. We can get off this. We can definitely get off this. And look at the bozo-ness. So you called up to Tariq to ask him, hey, Tariq, you're in Japan. Did you go check out the lowrider culture that they attribute to Mexicans? Weirdo. Ain't y'all supposed to be boycotting the Asians? While you sitting here glazing this dude, spending money with the Asians, while y'all supposed to be out here boycotting the Asians? I just told you. Can't play too much of Cameron stuff because it will get me copywritten. That's what I told you. Drop a link if you got a little clip of it. And again, I don't know you. I know my audience, and my audience told me several people in the audience that I know said that Cam didn't say African stink. He said that his friend said African stink. Even Tariq Nasheed, the bozo, the grifter, who's promoting what Cameron said, didn't even say that Cameron said it. He didn't even say he said it. So, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm about to give me a minute. I'm gonna let this play a little bit because I'm about to try to look it up on my phone and play it a little bit. I don't even got my headphones to do it. Give me a minute, family.
EW3, because you had a lot of noise going on. EW3 ain't saying nothing. But about what FBA Live was talking about, as far as Cameron and they getting mad, Cameron is absolutely correct. He's standing on lineage business. Cameron didn't say nothing wrong. These folks want to force us to take on an African identity. We haven't been in Africa for centuries. You did? We don't have to take on an African identity. We have an independent culture and identity forged on this soil. We had an ethnogenesis that happened right here. We are a distinct ethnic group forged right here on the land of the United States. We had a specific culture, language, and bloodline that happened on this soil over the course of centuries. You understand? We are not a displaced continental tribe. We are foundational Black Americans. And we built the infrastructure of
Hello? Hello? Peace to, oh my God, audio. Shout out to Reg in the building. Shout out to Reg in the building. Thank you for coming through with the 10. Oh, yeah, they're going to be definitely big mad about that. Salute, bro. Thank you for coming through with the 10. Matter of fact, shout out to everybody in the building. We back. Yeah, because I'm sorry. I said I was going to play that little clip so I could hear it. But yeah, I just went to an African person channel and played the they took a little snippet of the part where Cameron talking about African stinking. He never said it. Matter of fact, we're going to play that right now. We're going to play it right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to play it right now. Because I think he got it edited enough where we could play it. Here we go. Without it booming the stream. Chop Suey, you still in the building? Chop Suey, you still in the building? Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you still in the building. So, all right, we about to play that right now. So let me know if this ain't the right clip neither.
They do not like Africans. They don't like us. They hate us. They despise us. Look at these Africans. I told you about these goddamn Africans making fun of our accent. Goddamn these goddamn Africans.
Welcome to the Drudgery Show.
I'm not African. All right, you know what? Let's do it. Sin went to Africa and told me people stink. What you said out your mouth. You went and asked.
In a certain area, man.
Whatever, you said they stunk, and you said that the show when niggas said, everybody put your hands in the air, that the whole fucking shit was funky.
I didn't say that.
You know what?
See, Cam didn't say he stink. He was repeating what the dude said. So you said this is the video? So yeah, I was right. Everybody was right in the building. Cam never said the Africans stink. He was repeating what his friend told him, who went to African and said, "Oh, the Africans stink." And it was the light-skinned dude, if I'm not mistaken. And he was like, "Oh, I said certain areas. Oh, I didn't say all that." So yeah. So Cam didn't say that they stink. Cam was repeating what the dude said. So yeah, his friend said at the end, I never said that, which is cap, because Cam said his friend said it. I don't know if you was listening correctly. Let's play that back. Cam said, you told me this, and the friend said, at first the friend said in certain places, and then the friend said, oh, I didn't say all that. So yeah, let's bring that back a little bit. We're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna play it at. We're gonna slow it down. We even gonna slow it down, Because I don't know if I'm missing something. We're gonna slow it down.
I'm not African. All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Sin went to Africa and told me people stink.
He said Sin went to Africa and told me people stink.
What you said out your mouth. You wouldn't ask.
In a certain area, man.
See, he said that's what you said out your own mouth. And he said you and Ash, and the dude said, well, in certain areas.
You said they stunk.
He said, yeah, man, whatever. You said they stunk.
And you said that the show when niggas said, everybody put your hands in the air that the...
Look, he said, when you said in the part in the show where he told everybody put their hands up.
Oh, fucking shit was funky.
I didn't say that.
And he laughed and said, I didn't say that. So where is the part where Cam said, I don't mess with Africans, they stink. I'm not an African, they stink. He never said that. He never said that. Like, all right, we don't like. So I that's all I want to know. So yeah. That's all I was saying. I never said Cam was, I agree with what Cam said. I'm never saying that I'm on Cam's side. I just said that I was looking for the part where he said the Africans stink. And now we got to be honest. He didn't say that. He was repeating what somebody told him, and then he was repeating it to the person who told him. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Maybe you misheard it because again, it's a lot of confusion. Maybe it's not just me. It's not just you, because remember when I started this video, I was like, yo, where Cam said the Africans stink. Like, yo, I heard Cam said the Africans stink. That ain't right. I was saying that 2 days ago because I didn't stream yesterday. I think I didn't stream the day before that. But whenever I did, people was telling me like, yo, Cam said this. And I'm like, yo, that's messed up, man. That's messed up. That's messed up. And remember, a lot of people are promoting that Cam said the Africans stink. So that's probably what got you messed up. I think the point of repeating it is that the person who was arguing him down about Africa, bigging up Africa, Cam was basically pointing out his hypocrisy, I guess. Because remember, the light-skinned dude who was arguing Cam down about being an African, Cam said, all right, well, let's do it. What did you say? Let me say what you told me about Africans. I think that was the issue here. That was the issue. That's why I think he even said it. He brought it up. But again, I'm not saying Cam is right for what he said or anything like that. But yeah, I'm hopefully we got to the bottom of this Cam issue. I don't condone it. I wish it never happened. Now, but yeah. This is crazy. But yeah, let me get some more shout outs in this building. Let's see what's going on in the building. Oh, shout out to McKinsley in the building. Shout out to Magi Commander in the building. Oh yeah, nothing beat a Japanese holiday, especially on an FBA dime. Shout out to Be Active in the building. But yeah, Oh, shout out to Julius in the building. You already know. You said at some point, Cam is agreeing with what his friend told him. I didn't hear that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not defending Cam. If Cam had said something wrong, I would definitely. If Cam had actually said, "You said they stink," and I agree, or anything like that, I would say that. I'm like, yo, Cam said the Africans stink. That's crazy. Like, why would he say that? I'm blocking you for that. But yeah, that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. But yeah, matter of fact, since we already on this topic, let's move on to to this. Since we already on this topic, let's move on to this. Let's move on to this. Shout out to everybody in the building.
I saw Cameron saying he's not an African and Africa stinks.
I'm not African.
See, like even he said that Cam said Africa stinks. Cam didn't say Africa stinks. This is the whole thing. Cam never once said he said Africa stink. Because it went from Cam said African stink to now the people saying Cam said Africa stinks. African stink, and then it went to Africa stink.
Africa told me people stink.
Now, obviously, this is ridiculous.
Look, see, this is again. Cam didn't say that. He didn't say that. Like, I think too many people trying to create a narrative. Cam did not say that. But he didn't disagree. He can't disagree because I don't think Cam ever been to Africa. That's like if somebody tell me that Mexico stink or Germany stink. I can't disagree. I can't agree or disagree. I'm only could go off their personal experience. If somebody tell me, yo, Africa stink, yo. We was at the club, we did a show, we told everybody to put their hands up, and that place was so funky when everybody put their hands up. I can't even lie. If somebody was, if I can't refute it, I can only repeat what somebody told me. That's the thing. I can't refute it. I can only go with what. Oh, shout out to somebody came through with the 10. Much appreciated. I can't even see your name. Can't even see your name. I'm gonna go look closer on my phone. But shout out to you for the 10. Thank you. Whole lot of thank you for the support. Much appreciated. You just helped me get one step closer to my goal. You helped me get one step closer to my goal. Much appreciated. So let me see. People are saying, yeah, let's keep this going.
Ridiculously disrespectful and ignorant, but I love Killer. So let's approach this empirically. Why don't we do a history of the name Cameron Giles? Giles is a medieval French name originally used by the followers of a one Saint Giles, a nigga that looked like this. Not exactly a striking resemblance, even if you put him in a pink fur. On the other hand, there were plenty of slaveholders named Giles. Written records trace the human beings they enslaved to Africa, oftentimes referring to them as Coromontes if they was from modern-day Ghana, Mandingos if they were from the Sahel, Igbos if they were from modern-day Nigeria. But clearly, the name Giles was passed down from someone who enslaved Africans. Now, if modern science places human beings at 300,000 years old and the oldest archaeological evidence of Homo sapiens is in Africa, Morocco, South Africa, Ethiopia, then I struggle to understand how 500 years here erases 299,500 years in Africa. Culturally, you resonate with America. Fine, that's a nationality. You may have European or indigenous blood, but your ancestral origin is overwhelmingly African. Take a DNA test. You tell me what it says. I can see Killer being like Cherokee, but you can have a lot of Nigeria in there, my guy. Don't get mad at me because I love Cam. But like Africa stinks, come on. I mean, it stinks everywhere, nigga. My dogs are shit in my backyard. Now my backyard stinks.
They're pocket watching. That's another thing with the Democrat Funky and the Tether Club.
Oh yeah. See, so again, I ain't mad at Vic for what he said neither. Because again, some people are saying that in the chat, I'm seeing people are saying that, well, by him repeating it, that was like a cosign of it. I don't necessarily think repeating what somebody told you is a cosign, but I understand where everybody's coming from. And I'm not mad at anybody who mad at Cameron. I'm not mad at nobody. Just like Vic made this video. I ain't mad at him. I am not mad at him at all. I am not mad at him at all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Oh, I just looked your name up. Tamara. Thank you, Tamara, for coming through with the 10. Much appreciated, because I just looked you up on my phone. Your name is Tamara. Much appreciated. Thank you. Everybody thank Tamara for coming through with the 10. And make sure y'all also thank Reg for coming through with the 10 earlier. And also Godspeed for coming through. Make sure y'all shouting out everybody who came through and thanking them. They supporting the stream. They keeping it going. But yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep this going.
Class, they do a lot of pocket watching. I'm over here in Japan right now.
Oh my God, Tariq is saying that people are pocket watching by calling you out for being in Japan with that FBA money, especially after y'all supposed to be doing some Asian boycott. That's pocket watching now. You can't make this. That's pocket watching. So when y'all was talking about boycotting Gucci and Floyd Mayweather went into the Gucci store to sell his to spend money. By y'all talking about him doing that, ain't y'all pocket watching? Ain't y'all pocket watching? When people talking about they was supposed to be a boycott against Target and Jay-Z doing business with Target, and now people are mad about it, ain't that pocket watching? By your logic? You can't make this up. And somebody said this to me. I don't know who, I forgot, but Tariq is definitely using AI to make himself look younger and change his features. And it's not just him. A bunch of the FBA bozos are doing that.
And I've been posting pictures, and boy, the tether class, well, they've been so mad because I'm over here. You know, when I travel, I be rocking my FBA shirts. Boy, the tethers were so mad. Look at this nigga, this grift. It's a grifter. You took the FBA money and went on a vacation. Look at, he got the FBA money and went on vacation like a grifter. You know how much of a scammer that you gotta be. You know how much of a damn.
Oh my God. I'm happy we gonna go over this now. I'm happy he's talking about this because we're gonna go over this now. Tariq, by you stating the obvious doesn't make it any less of a grift or a scam. You're scamming your followers. You're grifting. You're using the FBA money going to Japan. That's what you're doing. Yeah, you restating it in a stereotypical African voice does not change the fact that that's what you did. It does not change the fact that what you did. Let's replay that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure I hit getting the likes up. Let's replay Tariq doing that.
And the tether class, they do a lot of pocket watching. I'm over here in Japan right now, and I've been posting pictures, and boy, the tether class, well, they've been so mad because I'm over here. You know, when I travel, I be rocking my FBA shirts. Boy, the tethers were so mad. Look at this nigga, this grift. It's a grifter. You took the FBA money and went on a vacation. Look at, he got the FBA money and went on.
So did you take the FBA money and go on vacation? Yes or no? Did you take FBA money and go on a vacation to Japan? Yes or no? Did you do that? Yes or no? Put a 1 in the chat if that's exactly what Tariq did, or put a 2 in the chat if Tariq didn't do that.
Vacation like a grifter. You know how much of a scammer that you gotta be. You know how much of a damn con artist and scam artist you gotta be. You gotta make up a non-existent fund FBA money. What the fuck is FBA money? You can tell.
So the donations that you are getting from FBA people is not FBA money. So now you're saying that people are making up a scamming fund by claiming you're getting FBA money because you're trying to claim FBA is not a group. All right, it's not a group. It's a people though, right? According to you, FBA is a lineage. Are people from that lineage giving you money? Did you take that money and take your family on vacation to Japan? Are you not spending your money with racist Asians right now? Are racist Asians richer because of what you just did? Yes or no? Yes or no? Those black people, those FBAs who gave you money, do they have less money now because they gave you money? Yes or no? Yes. And when you took their money and you went on a trip to Japan and you're spending money in Japan, are those Japanese richer because you're over there spending that money you got from the FBA lineage in Japan? Yes or no? The answer is yes. You can't make this up. Shout out to McKinsley in the building. Thank you for coming through with the Canadian too. Whole lot of ones with a whole lot of nuns. Yep. Shout out to the ancestor. You already know. Shout out to the ancestor. I wonder if Tariq is going to visit his statue in Japan. Let's keep it going.
Scamming Tether. They done made up their whole fabricated fund of money. FBA money. Like they done made up some pretend centralized communal FBA money and act like it's paying for personal travel. That's how much of a scam mindset these people have. They got to invest.
Nobody claimed that it's a fund. We said that you're getting money from your followers. See, this is the game. This is why this don't even make sense to address. So you're telling me somebody said, Tariq, you're taking the FBA's money and going to spend it. Because again, according to how you just said it, Tariq is taking the FBA's money and spending it in Japan. Now, nobody ever claimed that there was a FBA fund or there was FBA. There was a legal tender. There was a currency called FBA money. Nobody was pretending that there was a currency called FBA money. Nobody ever said there was a fund called FBA money. We just said that you're taking the money from your FBA followers and you're spending it in Japan, which is exactly what you are doing. That is exactly what you're doing. Tariq, you don't have a job. You don't have a job. The only money you got comes from the money you get from your followers, from them buying your products and them donating money to you. If they were to stop donating money to you and stop buying your products, you would have no income. You have no other income. You don't own no restaurants. You don't own no you don't make nothing. You don't have any products that regular people buy. Nothing. All your money comes from your FBA followers. If they were to stop supporting you today or tomorrow, you would lose it all. You would lose it all. If you couldn't come up with a new grift, you would have no money. Like the way you pay your bills is contingent on how much money people donate to you and how much money people give you from buying your products. You have no other income other than that. None. You have no other income other than that.
And a mythical con because they can't psychologically process the reality of fully independent, multi-platform media, foundational Black Americans who can generate organic wealth. That's foreign to them.
The wealth you are generating comes from the content your FBAs are participating in. You're not just getting money, Tariq. You're making it seem like you have business streams. You have no business streams except from grifting your audience. You're making it seem like you write books and stuff like that. Everything you got is grifting. All your revenue streams as of right now comes from a grift. Talking about they can't fathom making money on multiple social media sites. You're making money on multiple social media sites doing what? Getting donations and talking and attacking Black immigrants and going FBA, FBA, FBA. Trump is doing a good job. The Democrats are bad. Bussy, bussy, bussy. Pump, pump, pump. Tether, tether, tether. That's how you make your money. You have no other income other than that. Stop sitting up here pretending like you run businesses. Getting on the internet and telling people to donate to you is not running a business. Especially when people are saying, matter of fact, that can be running a business. I take that back. That can be running a business. But for you, in this context, that is how you get your money. You get your money from FBA, donating to you, watching your content, buying your products. That is how you get your money. You don't have no money separate from that. So every dollar you spent comes from that, including this vacation. Talking about, they trying to say the money y'all get from FBA I'm using for personal travel. So what money are you spending? Peanut got a job? Are y'all there on Peanut Dollar? Is Peanut's white mother-in-law paying for this trip?
Them, because we travel. I haven't seen a few FBAs out here. We travel just vacation and not just on some economic refugee.
Again, why are you talking about other people? We talking about you, Tariq. This is so frustrating, bro. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get through this. He's literally talking about other people traveling. We're talking about you. We're talking about you. Lord have mercy, man.
See, when you build tangible institutions and you consistently produce shit like I do, you understand? We generate legitimate self-sustaining capital. Tether's got to sit here and act like the FBA money is. They have to try to invalidate the very blueprint of our business savvy. They hate the fact that we can do things.
In fact, Drill Will, he's not even going to address that. He's probably not even going to address the fact that there's supposed to be a boycott going on. And if he does address it, he's probably going to say that. He's probably going to say Mr. Chow is not Japanese. That ain't got nothing to do with the Japanese people in Japan. Shout out to Naps in the building. Yes, he doesn't produce anything. What he produces is this type of content. You get online, run your mouth, and then people donate money to you, and then you go pay your bills with it. That's it, Tariq. You have no other income. Talking about people can't fathom. You making it seem like you own a factory or something. So somehow people are you making it seem like what people are saying is wrong. Your response is supposed to be, so what? Not, no, you're wrong. Like, let's be real. If this is what you do for a living and this is how you make your money, and your followers know this is how you make your money, this is what you do for a living, this is your job, you have a right to go on vacation with that money. This is your job, right? Cool. But you making it seem like this is not how you get your money and people don't know what they talking about, it's all lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. Like, come on now. It's all lies. All lies. Can't even make this up. You can't even make this up. Like, this is so frustrating. You have no idea for me. You have no idea. Like, there are grown people watching this. Grown adults listening to this man who told y'all we boycotting Asians. He's the only money, because mind you, he's acknowledging all only money he gets is from the internet. He's saying that, talking about I'm on multiple social media sites. Yes, doing this, and this is how you get your money. And who's giving you the money? Your FBAs. And you took that money and you went on a trip to Japan. Nobody's pocket watching. Nobody's lying. People are pointing out the hypocrisy. You know what's so funny? If you had took this money, your FBA money, and went on vacation to Houston or Memphis or Detroit, nobody would even have nothing to say. You took your money in the midst of an Asian boycott and taking your money that you're getting from your followers to go spend with Asians. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Without running scams like them. To them, everything, there has to be some kind of mythological scam to everything a black person does, to them. Because that's their mentality. It's always this psychological fear and a projection of their own scamming mindset. You understand? Because see, they are
exactly, McKinsley. Exactly. The older people have no excuse for this. Some younger people in their 20s, that's why I always try to ask people how old they are, and that depends, and your age will depend on how I respond to you. If I catch you repping the FBA. But these older people, how deep you are into it and your age will factor in how I respond to you. And how long you've been rocking with the FBA stuff. Those three things will factor in. But yeah, No excuse for 40, 50-year-olds listening to this.
Operate from this survival mindset where their leadership is defined by begging, siphoning, scamming all the time. Every time they go somewhere, they got to scam off somebody. Whenever they travel somewhere, it's always a scam somewhere because they lack a history of self-funded institution building. You understand? Everything they get is charity. It's other people's benevolence. It's some scam.
You're living off charity. You don't put no work in. Shout out to I think your name is Angel. Angel for the 2 jewels. Much appreciated. 2 jewels is better than no jewels. Shout out to Angel for the jewels. Make sure y'all shouting Angel out for coming through with the jewels. Much appreciated. 2 jewels is better than no jewels. 2 jewels is better than 1 jewel. And 1 jewel is better than no jewel. You already know. Oh, shout out to Justin March in the building. You already know this is pure projection. This is pure projection from Tariq. Pure projection. You can't make this up. Pure projection. Pure projection. Pure projection.
They can never really organize anything to build up from the ground up. So they try to project their own parasitic mentality on the foundational Black Americans. You understand?
He's calling other people a parasite. What's more parasitic than somebody who hops from ideology to ideology to ideology for $1? What's more parasitic than a man who first made his fortune telling grown men to go talk to junior high school girls? What's more parasitic than that? What's more parasitic than that? Matter of fact, that's the second time I mentioned this. I got to go find that receipt. I got that somewhere. Oh, shout out to Justin March for coming through. My first moderator. He came through and gifted 20 memberships. Family, if Justin March gifted you a membership, make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Family, everybody, make sure y'all shouting out and saluting Justin March for always coming through. This is my first moderator right here. Much appreciated, bro. Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
See, they hate the fact that our delineation, that establishes boundaries that they can't cross, exploit, or co-opt. Yeah. And we as found.
What does FBA have that somebody want to exploit or co-opt? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. See, this is like FBA is like also like that's why I call it a cult, because a lot of this talk is like a form of like religion where you just trying to shoot people's minds into the sky and make them feel good. This is pimp pastor talk, by the way. Remember, Tariq used to be a minister. He used to be a minister. Tariq is no different than Dr. Malachi York. The only thing Tariq is different than him is that, as far as I know, Tariq is not a PDF file. Otherwise than that, Tariq is no different. No different. This is pimp pastor talk. You shooting people's minds off into the sky while you run off with the bag. You telling people to do one thing while you doing another. Because I'm pretty sure if somebody say, yo, Tariq, I don't think we should be boycotting Asians. Or Tariq, can I go to this Japanese restaurant? Because Mr. Chow ain't Japanese. You will be calling them all type of coons and how Asians, it don't matter if they Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, they all see us the same. You ain't see that what that Filipino lady said the other day? You would be going in. But here you are in Japan, spending that FBA donation money.
Foundational Black Americans, we got the capital to travel. See, there's an anti-Black American resentment that a lot of these people have. Like, we're never supposed to enjoy the fruits of our labor. See, when individuals from other groups, when they have business, they produce media, they curate cultural spaces. If they take an international trip, that's just seen as standard executive leisure. You understand?
Oh, my fault. The thing cut out again. I'm sorry, y'all. I cut out again. But what I just said just now is that Tariq is talking a whole lot of French right now. He's talking a whole lot of French, a whole lot of we, a whole lot of French. People are talking about you, Tariq. Where does we come from? You French? Where does we come from? We say you're a grifter, you're a scammer. You took your FBA donation money and you went to Japan with it. You took that FBA donation money and you went to France with. I said France. You went to Japan with it. We're not talking about no regular black people who taking their money and going to Japan. We talking about you, Mr. Boycott. We talking about you. You talking about you.
When foundational Black Americans, when we vacation, when we travel, the tether's always trying to imply a crime has been committed, because that's what they do. They always got to police what we do and project their little scams on what we do. They want us confined to a state of perpetual struggle and trauma so they can look down at us and feel superior. See, the image of us they want is us being in the hood, so they can come over and feel better about their fleeing damn disposition. You see? See, these tethers, they suffer from severe economic illiteracy. They pretend they don't understand how monetization and digital distribution and brand protection and independent operation networks works. We as foundational Black Americans, we can get on code enough to build independent wealth and resources. We can do that. That's why we're the only first world Black people on the planet. And it wasn't because of—
Oh my God. I let him talk. I let him talk. You hear the nonsense. You hear the nonsense. Now he's saying we are streaming and we're making platforms and we're getting money. So by your logic, if that's legitimate and anybody saying anything about that money is bad, then how are you crying about Democratic shills? What's the difference between a quote unquote Democratic shill who gets online all day and makes anti-FBA content, who gets paid by the Democrats, and you who get online all day and make anti-tether content and get paid by your FBAs? What's the difference? What's the difference? What is the difference? And this nonsense about we're the only first world Black people, that's not true. And second, you're any Black, first of all, this is not your country. I don't know why I keep saying this. This is not your country. You're America. You did not build America. America was started by the white man. America was started by the white man. America is the white man's country. Second, you got citizenship the same way everybody else got citizenship, and your citizenship is not more valuable than nobody else's citizenship. This is not your country. Somebody could have literally came here and had a baby. That your citizenship is not worth more than that baby's citizenship, no matter where that baby came from. And on top of that, that baby's citizenship is worth more than your citizenship because you're Black. For example, a white person could come to America right now and not be an American citizen. They got more rights, freedom, and privileges in America than you do as an American citizen. This whole trying to style on the white man's dollar stuff got to stop, because that's what you're doing. Because again, he's about to try to justify styling on the white man's dollar and talking about, oh, it's not just because we live in America. Yes, you're styling on the white man's dollar. You're styling on the white man's dollar. You're styling on the white man's dollar.
no damn benevolence from the dominant society. They like to—
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. See, you're styling on the white man's dollar. This is not your country. This is not, you don't own nothing. Nobody got to ask you permission to use nothing, to get any bag, to do anything. You're in the same boat as everybody else. In fact, you're at the bottom of the boat. You're at the bottom of the boat. In some cases, you're not even on the boat. You're in a life raft tied to the boat. So what is this nonsense?
Pretend that white people, they like to pretend that foundational Black Americans have resources because of generous white people. That ain't it at all. These people did everything they could to stop us from having resources. Foundational Black Americans had to get it out the mud. All the FBAs here, y'all, what white people gave you anything?
I'm pretty sure white people gave you something, but yeah. Let me keep going real quick.
Any of you foundational Black Americans who got anything, you got nice homes, nice cars, you had to grind for that shit. In spite of everything that was done, do you know how hard it was for us to get shit popping? These people threw every obstacle. We didn't get shit. Nobody gave us nothing. We didn't get no benevolence. These people threw every obstacle our way. We just overcame the obstacle.
That's a lie, Tariq, because every dollar that black people got via rights in America. And you act like black people just say, you know what, after slavery, we just gonna get it out the mud and get it popping and get our own money. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. I'm sorry. You tell it, this is mythology. Even right now, the majority of black people who are in the middle class are in the middle class via the federal government. Like literally the present day modern black middle class is a creation of the federal government. This is why the black middle class is being eviscerated as we speak, because Trump is in charge of the federal government and he's using that to destroy the black middle class. Like when people was hearing them reports about 400,000 black women lost their job, 300,000 black men lost their job. What's those jobs they was losing? Those was middle class jobs, and a lot of them was tied to the federal government in one way or another. Like I don't get this. I don't get this. Shout out to Justin March for coming through with the 2. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Yes, family. Make sure y'all salute Justin March for coming through with the 2, getting me closer to my goal. Ridiculous.
My FBA's that in the chat room. If you own a home or whatever, well, you got that shit out the mud. If you got a nice ride, you got it out the mud, nigga. You know why people give you nothing at all? Shit. And you didn't scam. Yeah, we don't do all that scam shit because it ain't really worth it. Notice we don't do a whole bunch of them old crazy ass.
Now he's lying. Tariq, you're the biggest scammer. You're the biggest fraud there is. In fact, matter of fact, I think I found the video. I think I found it. Let's get into this real quick, y'all. Let's get into this, y'all. Because let's get into this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get into this. Wait, matter of fact, before we get into this, shout out to East Coast Kev for coming through with the 5. Much appreciated. Make sure y'all shouting out East Coast Kev. Oh, yeah. I'm going to definitely go check that out right now. But shout out to East Coast Kev. But let's get into this. Let's get into this right now. Let's get into this.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to ask the brother if what is the purpose of writing that middle school and high school girls, when you look at them at that age, that you can tell that they're going to be potential whores?
All right. Nobody's take
He
your
wrote
answer.
that in the art of macking. In the art of macking.
No, I didn't. You're alive. You're trolling. You were trolling the other day. This is a woman who supports a sexual predator. This is some other stuff. Troll stuff. So let's go ahead. Troll stuff. So let's go ahead.
All right, I'm about ready to cut this line.
Yeah, let's cut the phones. Fuck the phones. We got. Yeah, let's have a conversation amongst 3 men.
Yo, shout out to.
Y'all heard that, right? These bozos. This is why people don't respect y'all. A woman just called up here talking about Tariq trying to get people to go holla at middle school and high school girls, and instead of asking Tariq to answer, y'all just cut the phones altogether. Y'all hung up on her and just cut the phones altogether. But yeah, I got the receipts right here. I made this video a minute ago. I think I was outside, so I don't know if it's gonna be like kind of windy and stuff. But yeah, I made this video when I was outside.
Peace, you know who this is. Family, I got to do this video real quick. I want to say, do all the usual, subscribe to the channel, support the channel, like the video, all that other stuff. I want to give 2 shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Akata Black Girl Reed, because that's where I got the clip from. I want to give a shout out to Akata Pride, because he put up the Mac lesson receipts. I told him like I hope you ain't paid for that, because I got them. So I could have given them to you, but he said he didn't pay for them. So I'm just happy that other people are thinking like I'm thinking. Is like, listen, When Tariq lied, we could so easily debunk him. It's like all you got to do is be smart. Tariq said this person said this about Tariq. Tariq said no. All you got to do is look it up if you really want to know. And that's what was and that's what we're gonna do today. Because you heard Tariq saying that he never said anything about, about middle school girls and pimping. I heard him, right? But we're gonna go through it right now. I can't go through everything because again, this is his copyrighted work. So I'm only gonna be able to use a small piece, and that's for fair use. Here we go, family. Because she said it was page 73. Yeah, we're gonna in fact, yeah, we're gonna start on page 72. Okay, family, we're gonna start, but I wanted to also, just in case if you want to look for this information up yourself, it's chapter 3, how to be a pimp. So you might, because there's different versions of the art of macking out there. So I don't know if somebody might have a different version and turn to page 73 and not see it. Just go to chapter 3, how to be a pimp. All right, let's get to this. I'm gonna start right here. Here we go. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use. We're starting at the bottom of page 72. The legendary Los Angeles pimp Rosebud, that's the person who actually taught Tariq ism. Tariq was never a pimp. Rosebud is the person that Tariq is pretending to be in his books. Like he just grifted the lifestyle from him. Once told me that it's easy to turn out new girls because they don't know how to look out and stay away from a real pimp, since these girls are so busy looking out for Huggy Bear. When a real pimp does roll up on them, it's too late. Here are the 4 biggest misconceptions about pimps. 1. Pimps force helpless women into a lifestyle of prostitution. Society seems to think that all pimps are low-life scumbags who hang around bus stations, turning out teenage runaways. People would like to think that all pimps prey on women, but in most cases, hoes choose pimps. Now we on page 73. Remember, the book is The Art of the Mac. The Art of Macking. Fair use, fair use, fair use. There are many contributing factors that make women want to become whores, and in most cases, these females are whores long before the pimp gets to them. If you look at the way these middle school and high school girls dress and carry on in different cities across the country, you can see the ones that are potential whores. You see how he just sexualized children? You see how many, like I said before in the other video, how many people read this and went to high schools, junior high schools, looking for potential whores? Even if they didn't have sex with them or do anything with them, they were looking for them. And then you know what? That's when the grooming comes in. So about time she does turn 18, he is her whole meditation.
Oh, see? I didn't even know I got to it that early. Sorry about that, family. When I made this video, I was outside. I just had to hurry up and make it while the issue was still hot in the press. But yeah, it keep going on. See, I told you I wasn't lying. Tariq is a whole weirdo. Like, you see how he told that lady that, oh, she lying, cut her off. She lying. I never said that. She's a troll who follows a sexual predator. You see how he tried to flip it on her? And you see how those bozos went for that and let him get away with that? Y'all see that? Oh, shout out to Emma for coming through with the 4. Much appreciated. Shout out to Emma, a member of the channel, family. You can hit the join button and get your own membership, just like Emma did. Make sure y'all salute Emma for coming through with the 4. Much appreciated, Emma. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just saw that. Thank you. But yeah, let's get back to this. Matter of fact, I think y'all want to hear the rest of this. I was gonna cut it off just because we we proved the point, but I think we could keep it going. I think we could keep it going. Put a 1 in the chat to keep it going, or 2 to just cut it off.
This is disgusting. And you heard Tariq say that he didn't write that. This is not true. Because he probably didn't even write Mac, The Art of Mackin. Somebody else probably wrote it and he just put his name on it. Like, this is beyond disgusting. Beyond disgusting. I don't even have any words. It's beyond disgusting. This has more to do with their upbringing than the intervention of the pimp. In many cases, it's the girl's family that turns her out, so to speak. The pimp comes along after the fact to at least give her guidance in her unfortunate profession. Every woman has a need for companionship, and the prostitute is not exempt. Tricks and squares don't want the prostitute for anything beyond receiving their own sexual gratification. So the only man that is compatible with the whore is the pimp. The pimp is there for emotional support and financial guidance. The pimp is her guiding light, her father figure, her manager, and many other things. This is why most hoes choose pimps. He is the only male that she considers a real man. Sure, there are many cases where pimps turn out underage girls, but this is an exception, not the norm. I'm gonna stop it there because I'm, like I said, I'm outside. I don't feel good, and I gotta get to where I'm going. And I can't be trying to look down and read, look up and walk. That ain't it. But anyway, fam.
Oh, I think I almost got hit by a car this day because I'm trying to read on the phone and walk to where I gotta go. I almost got hit by a car this day. A car this day. This is crazy. I just remembered that.
I hope I exposed Tariq yet again. He's a goofy. He's a bozo. This is what he does. He doesn't care about the community. He just says anything. He says so much stuff. I don't even know if he when he denies it, is it because he forgot, or he's just that stupid? And matter of fact, he thinks his audience is just that stupid that they're not even gonna look it up. In fact, he knows his audience is that stupid. But
anyway, I gotta get off that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Emma for coming through with the 4. Much appreciated. Yeah, let's get back to this. Let's get back to him. Let's get back to Tariq. Let's see what else he got to say now.
It's weird scams. We don't do that. Generally.
Talking about weird scams now. Again, Tariq, you're pretending to be somebody. You pretended to be a pimp when you wrote that book, which you're not. That's a scam. And then you talking about weird. Sexualizing middle school girls is weird. Sexualizing high school girls is weird. You was in your 30s when this book came out, Tariq, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever it was, you was well into your adult years. So you shouldn't have been looking at no middle school or no high school girls or encouraging anybody else to. And also, Mac lessons get even more disgusting because he was telling, Tariq was telling grown men to talk to high school girls and try to get them to be in a relationship with them to work on their game. Yes, Tariq is disgusting. You're talking about weird scams. Mac lessons is a weird scam. But we're going to continue on.
I mean, we do have a few scammers, but that's not a part of the culture. We don't be doing all the more crazy ass scams. We just get it out the damn mud. Excuse me. And that bothers them. That really bothers the tether class.
Shout out to Black Merlin for coming through with the $4.99. Salute, bro. Make sure y'all saluting the Black Merlin for coming through with that $4.99. That's much appreciated. Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter though, because Tariq's audience doesn't care. You know how many channels, how many videos I done had flagged down, but with this exact way where Tariq is claiming copyright. Mind you, they said I was lying, but Tariq is claiming that yes, that is in fact his intellectual property. He does own this, and yes, that is real. While claiming it's fake. And the people who are watching him do this are celebrating it and laughing. His audience is that stupid. They don't care. They unprincipled. How many times have we saw these FBA bozos claim up and down that I was lying about something that Tariq was doing, or I'm lying about something that got to do with FBA, and then I show the receipts, and then they try to get the receipts boomed. That's all they do. These people are bozos.
You understand? So they try to pretend the only way that a foundational Black American, we can afford a nice house or go on a nice vacation, is by dipping into some non-existent communal pot that we done snuck some money out of. Let's stop it. Give me a break. Give me a damn break. And also, they lack their own tangibles. See, these tethers, man, they scream the loudest about what we do because they have built nothing. They ain't got nothing. They haven't organized any kind of independent wealth.
What did you build, Tariq? What did you build? You literally wrote a book pretending to be another dude. You wrote a book pretending to be another dude, and you was advocating for people to go after minors, to look at minors. You were advocating for grown men to go talk to minors and try to run game on minors and work on their ability to try to trick women on minors, on high school girls. This is, again, it's a reason why they keep talking this. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with an 18, 19, 20-year-old girl. Why they keep doing this? Because they're looking for young, inexperienced girls to run game on them and trick them into doing things that they would not do if their mind was fully developed. That's what Tariq was pushing to them. That's called being a predator. That's predatory behavior. You advocated for predatory behavior. What have you built but a nation of predators? How many people rock with Tariq still to this day talking about, man, Tariq is my man. I don't care what he do. He helped me get so much butt doing because I read Mac lessons. I know how to deal with women because of Mac lessons. Yo, Tariq, I don't watch dudes say that. And these are all predators. That's why you gotta watch people who say, yo, I've been rocking with Tariq for so long. I read all his books. Oh, I tried everything he told me to try. Predator. 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 Like Tariq is one of the originators of this manosphere, red pill, go after the young girl, go after interracial sex, don't mess with biracials who got black mothers. Tariq is one of the elder gods of this. He one of the elder gods.
Building entities, nothing. They secured no global footprint, nothing. All they do is fixate on us and pocket watch us because they ain't got no pockets to watch. And then all they do is talk about us. They love projecting their failed behavior onto us. Yeah. But the ultimate goal, ladies and gentlemen, all that shit, you stealing money from the FBA money, all of that is to basically try to delegitimize our lineage. Yeah.
So pointing out that you're a scammer is trying to delegitimize the lineage. Okay, got it. Shout out to Irvin Palmer for coming through with the 30 jewels. Much appreciated. You claiming clutch with them 30 jewels. Much appreciated. Make sure y'all saluting Irvin Palmer and everybody else who contributed. And family, if you don't got no money, you can contribute by dropping a comment. You can contribute by hitting that reaction heart. You can contribute by hitting the thumbs up. You can contribute by sharing. You can contribute by subscribing to all my channels. You can contribute, and it's much appreciated when you do.
See, they try to do a smear campaign to delegitimize the concept of foundational Black Americans, delineating from them. You know, so everything we do is always a scam. It's a scam, it's a grift, it's a con. Just throwing out bullshit words over and over, just like that punk, that Democrat shill, wide bussy punk who called up earlier. They want to try to demoralize our lineage so that we don't keep delineating from all of this nonsense. Yeah, but as long as they know, as long as we're laser focused on our lineage, these people trying to tether on us and piggyback off of us and exploit us, that shit is done. Yeah, those days are over. We ain't going for that no more. Y'all get those hands up. We got a lot of folks in here. Yeah. FBA is a group, nigga. Yeah, they always try to redefine us. That don't work. Yeah, that train is over. That train is over. Yeah, people, they want to Africanize us so bad. They really want to Africanize us and make us generic Africans, and that ain't working. That's just not working, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of that, did y'all see and I talked about Cameron when he did a video that went viral.
Born Free. This is what you're doing right now is called the deflection. And I don't deal with deflections. Sorry. Shout out to Green Goblin in the building. Yes, he's still delineating. I want to know when the delineation is going to be over. When is delineation going to be complete? How long does we have to wait to get complete? FBA has done nothing but enrich Tariq Nasheed. That's it. They put money in his pocket. He go on vacation. That's what FBA has accomplished. That is their accomplishment. That is their accomplishment. Shout out to you. Now we finally get to the part where he talking about Vic.
Cameron was like, "Hey, I'm not African. I'm just not African," and that went viral. So Vic Mensa did a response to it. Vic Mensa did a response to that video, and basically what Vic Mensa was saying. And by the way, Vic Mensa, he's a rapper. Vic Mensa, his mother's white and his dad is from Ghana. His dad is Ghanaian. So he was calling out, he was like, "Oh, that was ignorant." He was like, "Yeah, people."
Look, Tariq got no problem with his mama being white, but he got a problem with his father being Ghanaian. Now, mind you, if he had said that, oh, his mother was white and his father was quote unquote FBA, Tariq wouldn't even have no problem with that. You see what I'm talking about? Again, the problem is not that he has a white mother, but that his father is Ghanaian. Can't make this up.
Trying to distance themselves from Africa. I don't know why black people are trying to distance themselves from Africa. Oh, why are they trying to do that? And then he went into this whole spiel about Cameron's last name, which is Giles, Cameron Giles. Then he went into some whole French medieval origin of Saint Giles, which is irrelevant. People do that shit. They start getting into all of these non sequiturs that don't mean nothing and trying to break down the etymology of names. You know, Tethers be trying to do that with me. Tariq, why is your name Arabic, nigga? Okay, none of that has to do with no damn lineage. Okay, y'all just
names have everything to do with lineage. Names have everything to do with a lineage. How you gotta? Wouldn't the names not have anything to do with a lineage? Yeah. Why is your name Arabic? You supposed to be FBA, Aboriginal, FBA, ethnogenesis. Why is your name Arabic? Why you ain't create no new names? And let's say y'all ain't got your original language because of the white man. Cool. Why you ain't create no new original names? That's what everybody did. The Gauls don't got their original language. They had to learn Latin. Latin that turned into French. They had to make up names. Why you ain't do it? Why you ain't do it? Inquiring minds want to know.
just want to waste time. You don't really have an argument. Then Vic Mensa went into the legacy of enslavement. And then he went into some archaeology, talking about Homo sapiens coming out of Africa 300,000 years ago. And then he's arguing that 500 years in America can't erase 300,000 years of African ancestry. And then he started going into nationality versus ancestry. Then he went into DNA. If he took a DNA test, it's going to come back with this. Man, good grief. Good freaking grief, man. The tether fatigue is real. Tether babble. Listen. Tethers, listen. Vic Mensa, he's African. He has African uncles, aunts, cousins. He has direct lineage in Africa. All right.
Shout out to V. David. Enslavement is a holocaust, not a legacy. Exactly. It's not a lineage neither. Like, these people are so weird. But you always accuse somebody of tether babbling. I guess tether babble means you're telling the truth, because you didn't refute anything he said. You didn't say he was lying, he got anything wrong. You just said it was tether babble. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. But let's keep this going.
We don't. All right. It's that damn simple. All right. There's a lot of people who came out of Africa centuries ago, even thousands of years ago. Yeah, we're not generic Africans. All right. We had an ethnogenesis. Yeah. We, like a lot of people on the planet, got some African genetics. We got European genetics, and we got Asian genetics. But your lineage is very important. Our lineage is foundational Black American.
You hear this, bozo? I gotta stopping this. I gotta just let him talk, because it's like, but I had to say something. Like, come on now, you still pushing this whole everybody came from Africa. So why are you trying to say we gotta claim Africa when everybody came from Africa? Like, you can't make this up, bro. And you had no ethnogenesis. Exactly, Justin March. Breeding farms equals ethnogenesis. There was no ethnogenesis. Like, these bozos be just learning words and just trying to run with them. And also, he got that trying to be like me, because I was talking about the amalgamation that happened in New York. And then magically, after I talk about the amalgamation that created Black New York, here come Tariq. Oh, we had an ethnogenesis that created FBA. Like, it don't stop. It don't stop. Like, come on now. Shout out to East Coast Kevin for doubling up with the 5. Much appreciated. Oh, I didn't see that question. Shout out to you for bringing it to my attention. Who knows? See, this is why FBA is a cult. Because Hidden Colors 1 through 3 exactly refudiates FBA on every level. There's no way you could watch Hidden Colors 1 through 3 and say, oh, especially those 3, and say those are good documentaries. They teaching facts in those documentaries, and then also say what Tariq is saying now makes sense. They are diametrically opposed. Diametrically opposed. But we're going to keep it going.
That's why a lot of DNA tests, we can't be traced to anybody over there now. You do a DNA.
That's a lie. Black people are finding ancestors in Africa right now via DNA tests. Tariq is a whole liar. Whole liar. There's no DNA test that can prove any of this ethnogenesis you're talking about.
DNA test, they're not going to trace you to an individual over there. You understand? That's the reality. And trying to conflate the lived reality of a first-generation immigrant, which is Vic Mensa, with the reality of a lineage that's been separated for the continent for centuries, that's just intellectually dishonest. And the reality is we had an ethnogenesis. Foundational Black Americans, we didn't forget our origins and all that bullshit. We survived a very deliberate, systematic ethnocide and emerged through the process of ethnogenesis.
So you survived an ethnocide and emerged through ethnogenesis. What kind of oh my God, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I'm playing that part back. I'm playing that part back.
And trying to conflate the lived reality of a first-generation immigrant, which is Vic Mensa, with the reality of a lineage that's been separated for the continent for centuries, that's just intellectually dishonest. And the reality is we had an ethnogenesis. Foundational Black Americans, we didn't forget our origins and all that bullshit. We survived a very deliberate, systematic ethnocide and emerged through the process of ethnogenesis. We had a brand new ethnic group. That's the reality. And that ethnic group is indigenous to the United States. I'm going to say that again. We are indigenous to the United States.
No, you're not. But yeah, since we on this topic, let's do some intelligent work. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're gonna do something intelligent. Let's make sure my audio is good. Let's get intelligent real quick because we heard too much stupidness.
You know, those home DNA tests can tell us so much about our heritage, but a man in Maryland was shocked to discover he's actually royalty. Jay Spites started looking into his family tree shortly after his dad passed away, and he made an amazing discovery. It turns out he is a descendant of the royal family of Benin. It's a small country west of Nigeria. He reached out to the family's aid and was eventually connected to the Queen. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, he got an email from the royal family.
She says, "We are smiling as we read this. You are related to the 9th king of Aladah." And she says, "Dear Prince, we invite you to come home and we're waiting for you to come and we will have a big party for you."
Oh, that sounds amazing. Well, that email sparked the adventure of a lifetime. As you can see, Jay traveled to the country where he met his extended family and reconnected with his roots. To hear and see all about his trip, go to khou.com.
That is amazing.
Straight into Prince. I love it.
Oh, looks like Tariq was lying. In fact, let's keep it going. Let's see if we can find some other stories of people finding their African family through DNA tests.
All right, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today. We're coming with you for another Ancestry DNA video. And this particular video is actually featuring my wife, Kim, and her distant cousin, Melanie. Now, there's a spin to this because Melanie, her father is actually from Ghana, the West African country of Ghana. Both of her father's parents are from Ghana, and her mother's side of the family is from Jamaica. Now, this is the catch of this whole ordeal here. Melanie's mother has taken the test, but my wife does not match her mother. So because my wife does not match her mother, she's a paternal match. Secondly, both of my wife's parents have taken the test, okay? And Melanie is a direct match with my mother-in-law, of course, my wife's mother. So here we have it. We actually have two cousins here, distant cousins that are connected. They were disconnected from the transatlantic slave trade, and they're now back connected. We're live here in London. Happy to be here. So,
and they kind of look alike. They look like cousins. They look like cousins. I'm gonna get off this. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're gonna get off this. But they look like cousins. Let's let this bozo finish up so we could go deal with some more intelligence. Shout out to everybody in the building. See, watching that make me want to hurry up and take a DNA test. I haven't done one before, and during the Q&A, I was talking about possibly doing one. I think I want to do one now even more. Looking at that, like, come on, bro, lying like that.
We are indigenous to the United States, ladies and gentlemen. We are the foundational population of the United States. All right? We forged a distinct language, culture, spiritual practice, identity, culinary skills, all of that right here on American soil. Foundational Black Americans, that's not a denial of genetics. That's an accurate classification of an ethnicity forged on this soil. Good grief. It's real simple. Every human lineage can basically trace to Africa. Groups migrated to Europe, groups migrated to Asia, other parts of the world thousands of years ago, and over time they developed their own distinct ethnic groups. No damn body demands Jamaicans, Brazilians, or Europeans. None of these people, nobody demands that they identify as generic Africans, nor do they have to surrender their national or ethnic identity.
Tariq, this is a straw man. Nobody's saying you're a quote unquote generic African. Nobody's saying that. You guys are refusing to acknowledge that you even have any African ancestry. Nobody in Brazil is like, no black person in Brazil is denying that they got African ancestry. Like, come on now. Maybe there's somebody in there doing it, but come on now, that's not a thing. People know that their ancestors came from Africa, but they own distinct ethnic group. Come on now, Tariq. This is a straw man. Straw man. Oh, you took your DNA test in December? That's cool. Yeah, AI generated Tariq. AI image Tariq think he could talk about somebody. Nonsense. Oh, shout out to Justin March. You said set a DNA test goal. I think all right. I think I could do that. I think I could do that. But I think if I did do that, it would have to be like it would have to be people would have to donate to it via the Cash App and stuff, because YouTube takes a percentage of the money, and on top of that, they only pay out once a month. But we can see. I gotta go. I'm still looking into it to see what kind of tests I even want to take, because I know it's different types of tests. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that. But yeah, let's let them finish up with this.
Entities. But there's always this hypocritical ass double standard where foundational Black Americans, we are continuously badgered and shamed for claiming our distinct ethnicity that we literally bled to create. You know? And all of these people know we're different from them because they have pejorative terms for us. That's the really ironic part. Y'all know we're different from your ass because you told us we were different, damn it. You were the ones calling us Akatas. What y'all talking about? That's why don't be ashamed to distance yourself from these folks ethnically. Shit. They wanted this whole myth of a generic African. Listen, ain't no damn generic African. Africa is a massive continent with 54 different countries right now, thousands of distinct tribes, languages, ethnic groups. People on the continent, they identify by their specific tribe, their specific lineage, their specific nation. They don't act as a monolithic block. In Africa, they want us to be a big-ass generic monolithic block, and they are not a monolithic block.
What people are in Africa has nothing to do with what we are and what we do in America. See, this is another part of the game. You keep talking about Africa. We're not talking about Africa. We talking about America. We talking about America. But you got like 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, and then we off this. I ain't spending all night on this. We like this the same babble every time. Same babble every time. Same weak diatribe every time. We talking about America. It doesn't matter what anybody do anywhere else.
These people demand that we as foundational Black Americans adopt this generalized.
And also, nobody demands Black people in America do that. In fact, it's the opposite. Black people in America are the ones who demand that everybody understand that we all Black. We are the ones who go up to immigrants and say, hey, you Black, you with us, you on this side. We don't do that. We don't go over there. And it's like, who is we? I'm not you. I'm Haitian or I'm Nigerian. It's like, well, we don't care nothing about that. In America, you just Black because if the white man come through, he ain't asking you whether you Nigerian or you Haitian. If the Ku Klux Klan come through, they not asking if you Nigerian or Haitian. They just going to come through and kill us all. They only see color. That's what we preach. And that's how we tell people they got to operate on this land, in this country. So I don't get it. Like you keep making this is a straw man. You keep making the argument against something that people are not arguing against. You keep making it seem like this is something that Africans created or other groups of Black people created. No.
Post-continental African identity, which that erases the geopolitical realities of the continent. And then that strips us from our unique lineage here. They want us to do some shit that they ain't doing, basically. They ain't got no unity over there. There's no one big old identity. And you know what it is, man? This is cultural imperialism.
Shout out to the Magi commander for that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a general one. I wasn't gonna do one that's just African ancestry. No, definitely wasn't gonna just do that. Yeah, a whole straw man, clown. Yes, and that's another thing. Who is Tariq to think he can rename? I always used to say that. Who is Tariq to think that he can rename 50 million black people in this country? Who is he? Shout out to Urban Palmer. Oh, that's terrible news. See, that's one of the reasons I didn't want to take a DNA test too. I didn't want to find out nothing like that. But you know, life go on. Don't worry about it. Exactly. Always. Always. Yep. Pointing fingers ain't helping no FBA.
Disguised as brotherhood. See, a lot of these people, they want to leverage their proximity to foundational Black American culture so they can build platforms, they can build wealth, they can build influence in the U.S. But see, when they attain that platform, then they try to act as the cultural authorities over the culture of the people that they're participating in. So they try to tell a group of people who survived centuries of oppression here that we're supposed to identify, or how we're supposed to identify. That's like cultural arrogance. You see, these people demand that we embrace a generic African identity. It's really about access. It's not about no damn brotherhood. They come around us. We have to stick together, nigga. It's all about us being together. Unity is more important than division, nigga. Y'all ain't trying to get no unity. Foundational Black Americans, man, y'all, we've created the most globally dominant, lucrative, influential culture on the planet. I'm out here in Japan. These people are running around here dressing and acting like us.
Yeah, we about to get off this. I know they are acting like and dressing like New Yorkers. They're not dressing and acting like nobody from Mobile, Alabama, or wherever you from, Tariq, because we know you just from everywhere. And you're from nowhere. But yeah. You're a grifter, you're a bozo. And this culture you're talking about, Black immigrants helped build this culture. In fact, they have been the leaders of the culture for a large swath of time. Even in the beginning. You can't refute that. But yeah, keep going.
But see, the tethers, they want to blur the lines of ethnicity and they want to push a false monolithic identity so that the non-FBAs can seamlessly co-opt foundational Black American accomplishments, institutions, civil rights legacy, and resources without them having to respect the specific lineage that built them. They can just elbow us out the way and say, hey, look at what we've done. Since we all African, and I'm the real African, look at what we've accomplished. And those niggas over there that's bleeding and suffering from all of the hard work, well, they ain't really got no culture. We ain't doing that shit. We're not doing that at all. You see? Those days are over. And listen, claiming.
Yes. And this is over. We're not doing no more of that. I'm not listening to no more of this. Yes. Mario. Like this dude just be making up terms, making up stuff. Like he just be mixing and matching, throwing words together. Nobody cares. Like it's just nonsense. Shout out to Jackie in the building. Yeah. Oh, so you did 23andMe. I'm gonna look into that one too. Shout out to the hood mistress in the building. Exactly. And his lineage started in 2019. Crazy. Crazy. But yeah, let's get off this. Shout out to East Coast Kev. I don't know if he's still in the building, but we about to go tune into this. He East Coast Kev sent this to me. We about to go check this out. I'm about to take a look at this. let's get on to this.
Into Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. Now, today's going to be a quick video, going to be reacting to Tariq Nasheed exposes the FBA ideology. Tariq Nasheed exposes the FBA movement. Now, recently, there was a video that went viral of this gentleman. I believe they said that he was engaged in a physical altercation against some Argentinians. I believe it might have been a World Cup event, maybe a World Cup watch party. I don't know, right? But anyway, so, this brother, he was standing his ground against some alleged racist Argentinians. And Tariq Nasheed actually posted the video. And he said this, take a look up on the screen. Some Argentina soccer fans had to get G-checked by some FBA brothers. Now, of course, when you went into the comment section, like I said, typical chest beating, penis measuring contest. We're the best ethnic group. We're the best blacks. All the other blacks are beneath us. All the other blacks are inferior, right? The FBA movement, typical ideology, right? So let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. And then we're going to get into the fact that the brother in the video was actually a Nigerian. Yeah, a Niger man, right? He was actually Nigerian. But we're going to look at some of the reactions that the video.
Oh, Tariq couldn't tell that he was Nigerian by his hairline? Tariq couldn't tell by the hairline that he was Nigerian?
Yo, got after Tariq Nasheed posted it on the social media. Take a look up on the screen. This person said, those guys are not those submissive Africans they are used to encountering, right? There you go. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, they're used to picking on the docile blacks in their countries. They watch too many novellas. They don't know that we fought against white terrorists without backup for hundreds of years while being outnumbered. And we'll bring it to anybody, win, lose, or draw. This person said, they're used to dogging those Africans out. We're Americans. We don't play with racists no matter where you come from. This person said, foreigners are used to dealing with the docile Africans. Black Americans are the warrior class. This person said,
wait, before he keep going on, I gotta speak in on this. Also, Justin March, you said you watched this and you hyped this video. That's good. That's good. Oh, I gotta speak on this. If y'all so much the warrior class, where was all these FBA warriors when Chud the Builder was running around doing what he was doing? Where was this warrior class when the white people celebrating all the lynchings they was doing, all the land they stole? Where's the warrior class? Where is the warrior class? Inquiring minds want to know. A whole lot of lands, white people still got them in their possession. Matter of fact, speaking of, I'm thinking about land still in white people possession. I think we might have to do a whole show with about Black Wall Street, and I'm gonna have like a Black Wall Street expert on the show. Let me know if y'all think that would be a good show, and we talk about that. This person is also like anti-FBA as well too. So you think that'll make a good show? Let me know. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you think that'll be a good show. But let's get back to this.
Argentinians are quickly finding out that FBAs are not like the Africans and the Caribbeans. This person said, I'm not surprised. The only people on the planet that consistently confront and oppose white supremacy. So I think this person is saying that, us as the FBAs, we're the only ones on the planet that confront white supremacy. Everybody else is inferior. They don't do nothing, right? The chest beating, penis measuring contest. Like I told you in my video I did about Oshay the other day. At first, it started as a noble cause, right? We're going to pursue the United States government for, past debts, for, past aggression against us, for crimes they committed against us. But then somewhere along the line, it devolved into a penis measuring contest, a chest beating.
That's what it always was. It was never about reparations. Again, reparations was just the hook to draw people in. It was never about reparations. FBA was never about reparations. ADOS was never about reparations. In fact, Yvette Carnell was anti-reparations, openly and unabashedly anti-reparations. Like, it was never about this. This hate that you're seeing was always the goal. The movement didn't get co-opted. Nobody got tricked. It didn't get off the rails. No, this was always the end goal. The reparations was just a bait and switch. Shout out to I don't know if they want me to say their name, but somebody donated $10 to me on Cash App. Shout out to you who did that. If you want me to say your name, let me know. Let me know if you want me to shout you out with your name and stuff. Because you but much appreciated for that 10. Much appreciated for that 10. Much appreciated. Salute. Drop a comment if you want me to shout you out. But I don't know if you want me to, but again, I'm shouting you out this way. Shout out for the 10. Yeah, let's get back to this.
Contest. We're the best blacks. Every other black person ain't shit. I'm the best black in the room. Look at me. Look at the size of my penis. I got the biggest penis in the room. The penis measuring contest, the chest beating contest. That's what it is now. Like, it's not even about pursuing the United States government anymore. It's just about flexing on other black people. That's all it is, bro. It's just about flexing your alleged superiority over other black people, measuring your penis. Who got the biggest penis, right? That's what it is now. Like I said in my video about Oshay. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, oh, they thought it was Africa. These people thought this was Africa. This person said, these people think black Americans are those docile Negroes in their homeland or those weak ass soccer players that be crying about racism. This person said, people need to leave black Americans alone. We are not those Africans or those black Hispanics in their countries that you can push around and be submissive.
Yes, the dude is Nigerian. The dude was Nigerian. See, again, they can't even tell who is who. They sitting around doing all this chest beating for a video they saw, and the person is Nigerian. Person is Nigerian. I don't know if I still got that clip because again, a bunch of my videos got taken down. So I don't even know if I even got the clip where Tariq was going over his DNA test or talking about the results. I got to look into that. Exactly. Would you remember these FBA bozos just run their mouth? They just run their mouth. That's all they do. Run their mouth. Just say anything. And mind you, how you watch a clip of a brother standing up against a racist Argentinian, and instead of attacking Argentinians, you're attacking other black people. That's how much of a hate cult they are. They watching a black man stand up against racism, and their first response is, yeah, we not those weak Africans. Yeah, we not those weak Caribbeans. Yeah, we not those weak Afro-Latinos. Yeah, those people are weak. Yeah. We are not like them. We're not weak. Every comment is about somebody not being weak. Exactly. Keyboard warriors. They ain't doing nothing to nobody. George Zimmerman is still walking around. All these other people gonna kill all these black people still walking around. Mr. Chow or whatever. I'm not even gonna call him. I don't even want to call him Mr. Chow. And I forgot his name, first name. I think it's Rick Chow. Rick Chow, he's still free. He's still free. Exactly. Weak Caribbeans. Like, come on now. You can't make this up. Make sure y'all supporting the stream any way y'all can. Salute. Support the stream any way you can. Yeah, let's get back to this.
Now, that was basically the entire comment section, right? That was basically the whole comment section. We are not those Africans. We are not those Caribbeans. We are from North America. So therefore, because of our geographical location, we are superior to other people of the race, right? That was the whole conversation. And that's pretty much the FBA movement in a nutshell. If an alien were to come down here from a faraway planet and they were to ask me, explain the FBA movement in like 10 seconds, that's how I would describe it, right? Right. It's just a penis measuring contest. A bunch of guys standing around basically saying that I have the biggest penis. My penis is bigger than yours. Now, of course, the irony of it all is the fact that, take a look up on the screen, the brother is Nigerian. You go to a social media, the Nigerian flag is available for everybody to see. But because, like I said, when you're in such a rush, right, for whatever reason, to put somebody else down or, elevate yourself to a level of superiority, they didn't even take the 2 seconds to actually verify who is the brother in the video. Like, how could you tell that he was from North America? Like, how do you know that he was so-called FBA? How could you tell, right? Like, what is the verification process? You just did an eyeball test? Oh, I just seen a guy across the room and I assume he's FBA, right? Because what was the criteria for you to assume that he's so-called FBA? There was no criteria. All you did was see a black dude beating up on some racists and you decided to tether onto him. This was the most epic example of tethering that I ever seen. Not only did you try to tether onto a whole Nigerian, a whole West African, but then you tried to use him as an example to put down other Africans, to put down Caribbeans, right? You took a video of a Nigerian to put down other African people. Look at this Nigerian beating up on racists. That's why us as Americans, we're better than other black people. Like that was the whole conversation, bro. And it just went on and on and on. I mean, I can show you a series of other posts as well. I'm not going to waste your time, but it really exposed what I said about Oshay. Like this movement is simply just a penis measuring contest, right? After they got done, beating on their chest about how they're so superior to everybody else, has anything materially changed about their existence? No. Has any progress been made for the black race? No, not at all, right? It was just a cheap dopamine rush for you to feel superior against other black people. And you used the video of an African to claim your alleged superiority, even though you claim that you're not even African.
Yeah. That's what this is about. It's about cheap thrills like this. There's a bunch of bozos on the internet who come on the internet. Again, they no different than the white nationalists that they was crying about. Y'all come on this internet and y'all go to get cheap little thrills watching videos on the internet to make you feel superior or to make you feel good about yourself. And you got a miserable life in real life. These people are bozos.
No, like I said, man, just garbage movement. Throw this movement in the garbage. Like after this, I don't want to, like if anybody come into my comment section claiming this movement, I'm just banning you on site because this is your movement, right? The movement is just a penis measuring contest. We're better than other black people. But of course, if you press them about it, they just say, oh, the movement is just about, our unique lineage, right? That's all it is. Why you have a problem with us, just expressing our lineage, our unique heritage, right? Everybody else does it. The Haitian does it. The Jamaican does it. The Trinidadian does it. Everybody does it. But when we do it, it's an issue, right? They try to pull out that feminine rebuttal, right? They know what they do, and they know they're engaging in nefarious activity. When they get pressed on it, they want to, I'm just expressing my heritage. Everybody else does it. No, everybody else doesn't do that, right? Everybody else doesn't take random videos of other ethnic groups and then tries to latch onto that. See, this is why we're better, right? I've never seen a Haitian take a video of a random Angolan or a random Senegalese and be like, oh, look at the Senegalese. That's why we Haitians are better than everybody. No, only you doing that garbage. Only you doing that foolishness. That's why your movement is garbage. That's why nobody respects you. That's why you constantly getting called out. Nobody else gets called out when they simply just express their heritage. But because your definition of expressing heritage is a penis measuring contest, right? I have to elevate myself against other black people. You believe that's expressing heritage. And then when you get called out about it, you try to play stupid and just say, oh, I'm just expressing my heritage, right? Very feminine.
Yes, I'm happy this brother's teaching. I didn't even got much to say because he's teaching. That's exactly what I always try to tell y'all, family. I always try to tell y'all that's the Motley Bailey. They say all this xenophobic stuff, and then when you press them on the xenophobic stuff, they retreat to, oh, I'm just trying to express my heritage. Or why can't I express my heritage? That's how they operate. That's how they move.
Right? Not manly at all. It's not manly at all to act like that. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the reactions after everybody realized that the guy in the video was actually a whole Nigerian. Take a look up on the screen. This person said, the strangest thing about these captions and these responses is that the guys involved are so obviously African. The one moment where, quote unquote, we can tell should have shown up and it didn't because they want to use this video to promote xenophobia. Exactly. They were in such a rush. They get such a dopamine rush over proclaiming their alleged superiority over other blacks. They didn't even take the 5 seconds to even ask, where is he from? And it's so ironic because that's their favorite question to ask. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from?
That they only ask that question when you going against something that they don't like. That's what that whole where you from, or they already know where you from. Shout out Khan the Great for coming through with the 200 jewels. Much appreciated. Flow State, you already know. Much appreciated. Whole lot of jewels. So there is none. They in alignment with them. They can't. How much smoke? Because again, FBA is a white nationalist psyop and a hate cult. Their mission is black immigrants. Their mission is the black diaspora. Their mission is the Democratic Party. Going after Sambos don't help them accomplish their mission. It don't. That's why you got these bozos like Black Conservative Perspective, Officer Tandem, and all this other stuff running around doing all this nonsense, and ain't nobody got nothing to say about it. But they want to talk about Nigerians. They want to talk about Africa. They want to talk about Jamaicans. They want to talk about Haiti. They want to talk about everything except that. It definitely is. Ooh. Let's keep this going.
The one time they should have asked it, they didn't ask it because they were in such a rush to beat on their chest and measure their penis. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, oh, they were licking his butt. They were using him to downgrade Africans. Meanwhile, he's an African the whole time. Ridiculous, embarrassing. Throw this movement in the garbage. This person said the FBA ADOS white supremacist narrative falsely claims that only Black Americans defend themselves against anti-Black racists. Despite saying that you can tell Black Americans and Africans apart, they incorrectly assert that an African man fighting Argentinians is actually a Black American. Hashtag Afrophobia. Listen, 100%, 100%. Man, the movement, listen, this movement has lost all credibility. I mean, it never had no credibility, once it became a penis measuring contest, but let's continue. This person said, a whole Niger man, mind you. Exactly, a whole Niger man. Like, come on now, but you got to understand that's part of the FBA doctrine, right? Part of the FBA doctrine is that we are the only ones that fight. We are the only ones that stand up. Everybody else doesn't do nothing. They don't have a history of doing nothing. They're not worth nothing. We are the only ones that do anything. That's the doctrine, right? Oshay Duke Jackson said the same thing in the video the other day when I debunked him, right? He said the same exact thing. Our group is the only group. Our group is the only group, right? That's the doctrine. So when you constantly tell yourself that every day, our group is the only group, naturally, when you see a Black man standing on business, you're going to assume that it's your ethnic group because you brainwash yourself into believing that you have this alleged superiority over other groups when in reality, you really don't. But anyway, let's continue. This person said, they already pimped the red pill pipeline, disrespecting the Black woman. Now it's dying. FBA is the new online money making for these bozos. Now,
that definitely is true. Definitely is true. Definitely is true. Can't make that up. Definitely true. Again, that's why Tariq made that switch. That pro-Black stuff that he was kicking was dying. So he had to make the switch. He saw Yvette Carnell getting all that money over there. He said, oh, yeah, I got to go.
This brother might be a subscriber of the channel because I literally said that in my video the other day against Oshay, right? Like 10 years ago, even Tariq Nasheed included. Before it was the Black immigrants, it was the Black woman that was the enemy, right? Oh, look at this video of this Black woman. Look at this Black woman, the Black woman, the single mother Black woman, right? Then it became the Black immigrant, the Nigerian, the Jamaican, the Haitian. Listen, they just simply changed their target. It went from the Black woman to now the Black immigrant, the Black immigrant. That's all it is, man. This brother might be a subscriber. Shout out to you, bro. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, Destiny swappers. Now, this was the best example of tethering. This was the biggest example of destiny swapping that I ever see. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, self-identified Indian wannabes are pathetic. I wish they looked more Indian than African. Now, it's so crazy because, like I said, especially Tariq Nasheed, he's always talking about the so-called the amalgamation. We're an amalgamated group, right? We only have a little bit of the African. Only a tiny amount of Africans came from Africa, but we're the native. And
gotta say it right. Ethnogenesis. They're gonna say you. Oh, they're gonna say you lying. Ethnogenesis. Exactly. Stolen valor. Stolen valor.
Indigenous, and we have a little bit of the European. We had an ethnogenesis, right? Does this Black man look like the product of ethnogenesis? Does this Black man look like he got so-called native indigenous blood in his body? No, that's the West African Black man in full effect, 100%, right? No European blood in them, no native indigenous blood in them. That's the West African, pure product right there, right? So how did you get confused with that? You're the native indigenous booty scratcher. How you get confused with the real authentic West African Black man? We not the same. We not the same. So like I said, if you needed any confirmation that this movement is not a movement about pursuing the United States government or any white people for anything, it's just a penis measuring contest against other Black people, right? That is the FBA movement, in case you didn't know, right?
Yeah, that's just the movement in of itself. Shout out to Stoic J. Yeah, to not deviate too much from the conversation. The person in my profile is Jalil Nadareen. That's who's in my profile. I did a whole video about him. You could check it on the channel. It's Jalil Nadareen. I did 2 videos about him, actually. And when I talked to Dr. Cologne, we talked about him too. Shout out to you for that question. Yeah, let's keep this going.
If you needed any confirmation, right? That's what it is. We're the only group that does anything. We're the only group that has ever done anything. Other black people never done anything. And if you see any black person doing anything, that's because they're part of our ethnic group. That's the movement in a nutshell. Quick summary, 100%. Anyway, it's your boy Nevakari Salim back in the Billy. Yes, indeed. Brand new album, Black Winter. Pin comment at the top. Brand new music video, 2 a.m. in Venezuela. Check it out. And I'm
yeah, we gotta like this video. Shout out to the bro for coming through with this good video. Shout out to East Coast. Shout out to bro for making this good video. Shout out to East Coast Cat for coming through with this good video. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who came through and sent me videos, because a lot of these videos I'm going through right now is videos people sent me. So yeah, that's why it's always important, family. You can reach out. My DMs is always open. So come through. Come through. DMs is always open. Let me see. Stoic J, that's his name right there. Just type this name into my YouTube channel and it'll come up. The videos with him explaining his backstory and everything, it'll come up. I know, bro, it's the truth. He making some good videos. Some good videos. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. He called them Native American booty scratches. Matter of fact, I would call them Aboriginal indigenous booty scratches, because I don't want people to think I'm talking about actual Native Americans, but I would definitely take that. Definitely taking that. Which photos? He probably still got them up. He don't care. Oh, shout out to McKinsley for coming through with the Canadian 5. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Tariq don't care about none of that. He'll probably just claim that those people are indigenous or Aboriginal or whatever the case may be. He don't care. Total bozo, total weirdo. Total bozo, total weirdo. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Let me do this real quick. For all you who don't know, yeah, we gotta touch on this. This bozo right here, Oshay, still going on. See, this is the reason why people making peace with Oshay and talking to Oshay and blah, 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 blah. Talking about, oh, he don't really understand and we trying to help him. And he said, like, oh, I'm going to do better. Look at the videos he's still making. Look at the videos he's still making. Let's get into this, family. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get into this real quick.
On May 25th, 1963, we would get the formation of the Organization of African Unity, which we now know as the African Union. In May,
those are two different organizations. Just like the League of Nations and the United Nations are two different organizations. Those are two different organizations, Oshay. You started off bad.
25th of every year, we celebrate this day all over the Black world as Africa Day. And this was another brick of the building of Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is a global movement in philosophy based on the belief that African peoples, both on the continent and throughout the global diaspora, don't just share a common history, but a common destiny. And it's based on 5 principles. 1, total liberation and sovereignty. 2, global solidarity and alliance. 3, self-reliance and economic empowerment. 4, cultural reclamation and re-education. And 5, global collective power.
See, this is, oh my God, we got to stop with these weird sound effects. That was a good definition he had at the beginning. And these 5 things, these 5 core goals, I would say that's for big PAs. For all you know, I came up with the concept of little PAs and big PAs. Little PAs are just black people who just recognize themselves as black and think that, yeah, all black people are connected around the world. Those are your little Pan-Africanists. The big Pan-Africanists are people who actually are a part of, who claim to be Pan-Africanists, people who are a part of organizations, people who start movements, people who have goals, who want to actually do something with that solidarity that they claim to believe in. So yeah, keep it going, Oshay.
And those 5 tenets are very important. But the question is, are we practicing Pan-Africanism or are we practicing pan-parasitism? In order for you to achieve a certain goal, you have to have the right players. Many of you guys in the continent of Africa, you watch soccer, and
oh my God, Oshay, you still trying to argue against Pan-Africanism. You coming up with new terminology. Shout out to McKinsey in the building. Kwanzaa is big PA. Because remember, the people who made Kwanzaa is people who thinking about Pan-Africanists. These are people who claim to be Pan-Africanists. These are people who claim to try to create a black identity. I mean, a black holiday for black people to celebrate. So yes, Kwanzaa would be an example of something that's big PA. Like again, it's not just little PAs or the like just regular black people. They're not necessarily thinking about black unity. They believe in it and they think it's a good thing, but they're not necessarily thinking about it. They're not trying to put together no plans. They're not trying to create no holidays. They're not doing none of that. They just living their life. That was a good question. Shout out to you for that.
I watch American football, but let's put it in the soccer terms. Every coach has a scheme, and
is he gonna do this whole video? Because I didn't watch this. Like, my God. Like, do people really like when they be doing all this sound effect weirdo stuff? That sound effect stuff only is cool when people doing like skits and stuff. And the sound effects roll with the skits. Y'all doing that? Come on, man.
Players must fit that scheme. That's why a player does good on one team than he does on the other team, simply because the coaching or ecosystem he's better fit for. And if you're going to be in the Pan-African movement, you got to have players who can contribute to it. Overall, in order for you to reach those 5 tenets, you have to produce players who can do that every day. But this is not actually what we see on the African continent. Let's take, for an example, South Africa. Now, around South Africa are a few countries: Malawi, Zimbabwe, Angola, Mozambique, Lesotho, and many others. And this whole region of Southern Africa work together in business and trade. Instead of the migrants coming into South Africa, really what these individual countries should be is pillars of economic foundation to do business in that area.
He's right, you know.
But instead, those states around South Africa have largely failed. And the reasons why is because those systems are broken. Not only are the countries broken in Southern Africa, they're broken all over the world, including those in West Africa and Ghana. Instead of contributing to the process of Pan-Africanism, we are creating citizens in the African world who literally become parasites. And this is no fault.
Again, we got again another FBA bozo calling Africans parasite. How are they parasites, Oshay? And again, Pan-Africanism is not an African concept. It was a concept that was created on a slave trade. It was not created inside of Africa. If you want Africans to be Pan-Africanists, you have to teach that to them. That's not their ideology. Just like somebody from Arabia, if you want somebody to be Saudi Arabia, you want somebody to be Muslim, you got to go talk to them about Islam. You got to teach them Islam. You can't be crying about, oh, these people don't know Islam. They don't know Islam. They parasites because they don't know Islam. Or somebody at the Vatican talking about these people are not Catholics. These people are not Catholics. They're parasites. They're not Catholics. If you truly believed in Pan-Africanism, which you don't, and if you truly knew what it was, which you don't, you wouldn't even be making videos like this. You would already be able to answer any question, all these questions you're posing. And you would be doing real work, real Pan-Africanist work. You, bozos like you, are doing harm to Pan-Africanism. Because if I'm an African and I look up Pan-Africanism, and I see people like you and Dr. Umar as the face of it, I wouldn't want nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. I wouldn't want nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. That's why it was a time like about 5 years ago or so, people was talking about, we just need a new name. We need to just do away with the term Pan-Africanism. It got too much baggage, and just come up with a new name for an old concept. Because it's got too much baggage to it. We got too many weirdos getting on the internet claiming they the Pan-African is this, they the Pan-African is that, and they just saying a bunch of nonsense. And I'm starting to agree with that more and more and more. Like, you can't make this up. Can't make this up at all. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Of their own. Many Africans, when they get up every day and they want to work, unfortunately, they're forced out of the private sector because there's not enough development in the public sector. No electricity, no roads, no goods and services happening, a lack of commerce. And so what happens is that...
What does that have to do with Pan-Africanism? What does governments failing to meet the basic needs of their people have to do with Pan-Africanism? What does that have to do with Pan-Africanism whatsoever? Especially when the governments are not Pan-Africanists. There are no Pan-Africanists in these governments.
This person gets a job largely in the informal sector, waiting tables, even though that person's college educated, driving Ubers, being a motorcycle rider. And so that person cannot even contribute to themselves. And when you can't contribute to yourself, you have to start thinking about doing some real serious things to get back on your feet. Not to mention that the individual that I'm talking about could have even been you. Some of you guys understand what the pressure is to send money back home. You know, you come from the village to a big city like Kampala. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you still have to provide. That puts you in drastic ideologies. Do you go to Qatar? Do you go to Dubai? Do you go and get smuggled through Libya trying to reach to Europe where you might get sold into slavery? This environment creates a person that's solely focused on survivalism, and that person is never focused on collaboration. But to reach these 5 things, you must be in a position to contribute to the development of those 5 tenets that we talked about. But is Africa producing those people? Africa is creating people who largely do not trust the system. So now they become survivalists, whether they are in Africa or if they go to the diaspora, and when they encounter other blacks, their mentality stays the same. Then what's the problem next? No collaboration. Just because you're black, it doesn't mean that you're collaborative. And let's say for the Africans that come into the places where blacks have already been there for a while, Black Britain or Black America. Now, Black America has its problems, but it operates more or less as an inclusive ecosystem, meaning that if you come in, you get some benefits because of civil rights and all these other things. And largely because you're black, you can attach to certain parts of the community. But because...
So again, Oshay, what is the point of this, bro? See, like, this is just grifter talk. Oshay is still mad at Africans because he can't pimp them. He's still mad at Africans because he can't lord over them. He can't run up a check or at their expense. That's why he's mad. He's still mad about that.
Of the survivalism mentality, the groups that come in to America or to other places where blacks have been, they're in survivalism mode. So
shout out to a pimp named Slickback for coming through with the twos, with the two. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Yes, Oshay is that, but the only thing is Oshay is unsuccessful at running up a bag in the community. That's why he's mad. If Oshay could really be like the Chinese man in the hood, where he got a Chinese restaurant that's making like $2,000, $3,000 a day in profit, yeah, Oshay wouldn't be complaining at all. The fact that he can't do that in Africa is why he's mad. That's why Oshay is really mad. Shout out to you for the 2. Make sure y'all shouting out a pimp named Slickback for coming through with the 2, man. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week.
They're not there to collaborate because their countries have already robbed them from a collaborative mentality. They may learn that skill as they are in their respective westernized countries, but typically what happens is they come into where maybe some Black Americans are at, into an inclusive ecosystem. And so what happens is they start developing their own insular systems. You will see this, such as the Nigerian Association for Migrants or certain Somali organizations. Now, at the same time, these Black American associations like the NAACP and the Black American Association of Journalists and stuff like that, that will be open to everybody. But these individual groups, no matter how much they get, they will continue to be largely insular, especially if you're a migrant group that's tied to religion, such as the Somali community. Now, at first it will be okay, but it will come time for these...
Look, Oshay still on the Somali meat, still got the Somali's meat in his mouth.
Migrant groups that now become nationalized to contribute to the larger ecosystem. And either they refuse to do it or don't feel like they have to do it. And then what will happen is that the larger group of blacks will look at these insular groups that start little Ethiopia, little Eritrea, little Africa, and Philadelphia as being to themselves. And this is no different than what you see in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, where you see little Somalia, little.
Shout out to Fahima. She told me that Africa, the little Africa in Philadelphia, is a Pan-Africanist project. It's not just a bunch of Africans who put that together. It's a Pan-Africanist project. Something like the Africa town that Dr. Claude Anderson was trying to do in Detroit. So what are you talking about, Oshay? Again, you don't even know what you're talking about. And again, there's no issue with them. What is the issue with people having a Somali town, a little Haiti, this or that? What's the issue? A little Ethiopia. What is the issue? There's no issue. The same way there's no issue with people having Greek town, German town, little Italy. There was no issue with that. There ain't no issue with this.
Ethiopia, but then you have the South Africans who are sitting there looking at these ecosystems being developed and wondering why they can't participate in this ecosystem in their country. Why can't I be invited to what the Somalis have going on, or why am I excluded from what the Eritreans have?
Oh my God! Somebody said open the phone lines, you coward! Like Ray, didn't I smack you up already? Like intellectually smack you up already? You want to get smacked up again? Put a 1 in the comment section if y'all want to see Ray get smacked up after this Oshay segment. Yep, let me know. 1 in the comment to smack him up, or 2. Or 2 to not smack him up. He already been smacked up already. Let me know. 1 if y'all want him to get smacked up, 2 if you don't want him to get smacked up.
Going on, or what am I excluded from what the Liberians have going on? But whatever we have going on, they can come and get it. But then when we want to get in with them, we're excluded. The disparity trap. I was alluding to that at my last point, but let me make it more clear. One group can come and take from the group that have the most, while the other groups continue to maintain what they're building on. For an example, you can come to South Africa if you're a migrant and you can get healthcare, whether you have or not, and the state can pay for it. South Africans can pay for it. You don't necessarily have to contribute. But largely when somebody wants to come and benefit.
If they pay taxes, they contribute. If they working, they contribute. And again, you keep trying to justify the xenophobia in South Africa, and that's what, and by extension, justify FBA xenophobia in America. And you're trying to normalize what those South Africans are doing. So hopefully, one day, in your mind, that the FBAs will start doing that in America. And the answer is no. No, Oshay, it's not okay. It's not right. No, you can't justify it. Like you keep making the same video over and over and over again, trying to justify this, and you can't do it.
From your community, they're largely left out. And this is actually what Pan-Africanism is set up to do. Pan-Africanism forces the people at the top to give to those at the bottom, while those at the bottom can do whatever they want. And even if they get to the top, they don't have to give anything. This is very difficult and it's very hard to watch this happening in real time, but that's what it is. All that you have to say is, we all black. We support the community. Look down with the white man. All we want is black unity. But there is nothing that anybody gets from this relationship. And the reality is that it's already started from the migrants' home country. It started in the Caribbean. It started in Haiti. It started in Jamaica. And then when you put all these people in certain places, they can greet each other, they can have vibes, they can say they support, but the actions on the ground say otherwise. Bigger responsibilities than Pan-Africanism. If you're a person from Uganda, Nigeria, Liberia, you really can't participate in Pan-Africanism, especially if you're like a first or maybe second generation immigrant. And the reason is you have so much pressure to send money back home.
Pan-Africanism has nothing to do with money. You can participate in Pan-Africanism and not have any money. See, Oshay keep trying to make Pan-Africanism about money so he can get money out of it. That's why he keep talking about, oh, these people are not equipped to participate in Pan-Africanism. Why they not equipped to participate in Pan-Africanism, Oshay? Oh, they don't got no money.
the remittances that come out of the Black diaspora is more than anybody invests. It's more than what the World Bank gives. And so largely you have people back home that you got to take care of. Your village may need a water tank. You know, you may have to put your brother through college. You may have to pay for somebody's health.
Shout out to the remember the Palo Walla. No, he wasn't one of the first Pan-Africanists. He was one of the first Pan-Africanists in Africa. Yes. If you ask what you mean, yes, he's one of the first Pan-Africanists in Africa. And funny enough, he learned Pan-Africanism in America. Because remember, he went to a HBCU. I think it was Lincoln University, HBCU. That's where he learned Pan-Africanism at. Because you know, like the Ghana flag is the Black Star Line flag, but with the Ethiopian colors. Yeah. Oh, shout out to young boy Goated for coming through with the 5. Much appreciated. Exactly. Shout out to you and shout out to y'all. I know y'all was eating good at those restaurants too. I know y'all was eating good. I ain't eat no Haitian food in a minute. I know y'all was eating good in there. Yeah, we know Oshay is lying. Oshay's a bozo. Total dweeb and a bozo. Just saying anything to justify his hate.
Just things you got to deal with starting a farm. You have things that you must do back home in your country. So when it comes to standing up for the rights of other people, or financially contributed to other people, or the ecosystem, you're not necessarily there to work with Black Americans. You're not there to work with Black Canadians, and you're not there to work with Black British. You're there for what you can get. And if you're a person that is in that situation, it's difficult to say that this person can be a part of Pan-Africanism when that person is the opposite of Pan-Africanism, because that person doesn't know or doesn't have any incentive to participate in that. Now, if you've been in Black America for 300 or 400 years and you live in the best economy in the world, you may feel a lot different than a person who's not coming from that same circumstance. And so now what Pan-Africanism is trying to do as a goal is to try to mask all of these different issues where people are coming from, some level of a failed state, a military coup, a war like what we have in Sudan, leaving certain levels of famine or certain levels of violence like what's happening in northern Nigeria, or people trying to escape into Libya, over into Europe, into Italy, the prostitution problem happening in Benin City in Nigeria. And why not all people come from that level of experience? You do have some that do. And so, but most of these people are not ready to be educated on the process. And then largely we're asking people to sacrifice who have already sacrificed a lot. And this is something that I want to give a respect to a lot of African migrants that I know around the world. I can be harsh, but I can also be honest. I've seen African migrants in the Netherlands. I've seen African migrants.
Oh my God, bro. Now you giving credit and talking about you can be harsh. Like, who are you, bozo? Yeah, crying about remittance. Like, come on now. Crying about remittance. Can't make this up. Shout out to a pimp named Slickback for coming through with the 2. Much appreciated. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. Exactly. Why don't he just go back to America? If Africans are so bad, you can't build with them. They parasitic. They don't do nothing. Take yourself back to Africa. Take yourself back to America. Take yourself back to America. The end.
In Dubai, I've seen them in Qatar, I've seen them in Poland, and those guys have had to sacrifice a lot just to get in the country. I literally saw a documentary where a young lady literally said she was in the desert in Libya and she literally had no water and she had to drink her own urine.
They don't have water. Some of them will drink their urine. Even me, I drink my urine.
I saw a brother say that another person was eating and they died, and he just snatched the food out of the guy's mouth because he was so hungry he had to eat it. So he just ate it out of his dying mouth.
Many people was having ulcers, some were having stomach pains. Many people some were dying. In my presence, I even took food from someone that was dead. I took from his mouth because he was dead. I have to eat the food.
When you see some of these extreme circumstances, we are now asking them to care about the Pan-African struggle. That person is thinking to themselves, what has Africa done for me? Why should I sacrifice any more?
What are you talking about? Oshay, what that got to do with Pan-Africanism? Remember the Palo Walla? Yes, they was yes, they he was Thomas Sankara. I'm having problems saying his name. Yes, he was a Pan-Africanist. He even came to New York and spoke at Harlem. He even came to New York and did a whole meeting at Harlem. In Harlem. I said at Harlem. In Harlem. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, Oshay don't know what he's talking about. Total bozo.
Or my government has made me do all these things. Why should I sacrifice more of what I've already had to give? And when you look at a person that has these questions, fundamentally, they are right? We have to understand that they are correct. When they have suffered so much, we are really asking this person to participate in something that is greater than them when nobody cared about their success as an African.
He's right, you know.
And I know I've been taking the side of South Africa, but ask the Malawian guy who came over to South Africa to send some money to his house, and he had to be hidden underneath a truck, or Ethiopians had to be smuggled through Zambia and had to risk their lives getting into South Africa. You're now asking this person to participate and build a better Africa through all of these collaborative things. And that person can't do it because the continent didn't create that kind of individual. So then what happens? Do you get the brothers like Afro Think Tank or the good brothers like TJ? And are they the ones responsible for trying to educate everybody about what's going on in the continent when it's just largely impossible unless we see these things from the sides of all people involved? We're largely not going to get anywhere with this. And this is our urgent thing. And I'm trying to be as fair as possible, but these are the real pragmatic issues happening on the continent of Africa. These are the things happening on both sides. And it's hard for each person to understand the other person's ideology of it. But we look.
Oh my God, Oshay, you got to stop, man. Like, imagine being a millionaire making video after video after video attacking Black unity because you can't get rich off of it. Because you can't grift it. Like, come on now. Like you can't make this up. Like, the name of this video is even Pan-Africanism is finally getting what it deserves. What does that even mean?
Get Pan-Africanism and say, well, as long as you get your fists in the air, it's all about Black power, it's all about a daishiki, then everything is okay. But largely the reality is everything is not okay. And when we don't look at it for what it is, all we're going to get is internalized division anyway. And that's what we continue to see every day. It's not just the division online. The division happened in person and it's spreading online. The Black American division with the FBAs and other parts of the Black diaspora is your least of your worry.
That's right.
The biggest divisions happen amongst Africans all over the world. I saw it firsthand in Europe.
What does that have to do with Pan-Africanism, and what does that have to do with America? Inquiring minds want to know.
I see it firsthand at this moment. And if you don't address these things, that you're not producing the people to fit the Pan-Africanism principle, it will never work. This is why the African Union is having a hard time with the Africa Free Trade Agreement. Somebody can say, well, Europe took a long time for it to get together and all this stuff. I would argue that Europeans were more ready for this sort of thing at the same time than Africans were. And there's a reason why we're not ready right now. But the question is, will you be honest about this? Will you look into this and understand that Pan-Africanism to pan-parasitism is where it's at? We do have a few brothers out there who can contribute, but we just have so many people who can't contribute. And if we don't really be honest about that, we're doing ourselves a disservice.
He's right, you know.
So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Kinganda. Did you like this video today? Let me know.
No, I did not like this video. Matter of fact, I'm giving this video a thumbs. Matter of fact, I'm not even doing that because I can't. Because Oshay is scared of Tariq. He's scared of Tariq. Ever since Tariq pressed him, he been shook. He been shook. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that clip. Let's see if we can find that clip. Oh, yeah, we definitely going to watch that. Oshay Duke Jackson shook Jackson. He shook. Let's see. Let me make sure the audio is good. Let's look at this.
That video is from that dude, that Oshay dude. And Oshay, and people been saying you've been taking little shots. You've been, kind of playing the fence. Oshay, I know you're listening. Oshay, don't poke the bear. Oshay, don't poke the bear, brother. You way too easy. Oshay, I know you're listening, brother. Don't play with me, bro. You way too easy, my nigga. Way too easy, bro. I already know you get down, bro. You too easy for me, man. You need to let that go, man. Don't poke the bear, bro. You keep poking the fucking bear, and a chunk gonna get snatched right out that ass, bro. Don't play. You way too easy, brother. All right. And you poking the bear. You pushing it. Oshay, you pushing it. You know, man. I'm hearing little things here and there because I don't really watch what you do, brother. But don't poke the bear, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Nigga, when I say a motherfucker is way too easy, bro. For my type of petty, way too easy, brother. Way too easy. And I'm warning you once. I warned niggas one time.
Look, yep. That's what happened. That's what happened. Oshay was shook. He got shook. He's a bozo. But anyway, matter of fact, is that dude still in the building? Let me put the link in here. See if he's still in the building. Because I said I was going to do it. So let me do it. Cool. So nobody can't say I was hiding from them or ducking them. Let's see. Where he at? Matter of fact. I think that's the link right there. I think I dropped it. So if you want to come up, you want to come up. You got like 30 seconds, bro. I might have to end this right here. If you want to come up, let me know. Hiring minds want to know. You coming up? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know.
So let's.
Let me know if you're coming up. Did he get blocked or something? Let me see something. Let me see. Let me put this back down there. Oh, we got 30 seconds, beloved. That's probably what Tariq deadass told him. Tariq probably deadass told him that. Oh no, I guess he's not coming up. I think we got time for one more. Oh, we making good time. I started early, now I'm making good time. So I think we got time for one more. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, somebody sent me this video. For all you don't know, the Bozo Angryman is wearing Beano shirts now. That's black in name. As they're supposed to basically be like a play on Rhino. Because, you know, when they call somebody a Rhino Republican, they basically say you're a Republican in name only. You're not really a Republican. So I guess he's supposed to be black in name only. He's not really black. Like that's what it is now. That's what it is now. Do y'all want to see this? Put a thumbs up in the chat if you want to see this. Put a thumbs down if you don't want to see this. Oh, he has? Shout out to AZ in the building. Oh, I wouldn't know because I don't watch the Angry Man. Like I said, I haven't seen the Angry Man in years. The last video I saw from him before I did the video covering him when he was trying to grift FBA was the video where I was just scrolling through my phone and he popped up and I just saw him crying about donations. And I was like, all right, I already know the FBA grift is coming, because if you on the line crying about donations, that means you're going to look around the YouTube, see what's the hottest thing, and you're going to start doing it. Yeah, we getting thumbs down. So it's like, yeah. And he talking about Brandon Tatum. I mean, I said Brandon Tatum. Excuse me. Officer Tatum. Brandon Tatum. Talking about Brandon Tatum. Guy's a bozo. Shout out to Tabitha in the building. Shout out JK Perkins. I can't even fucking talk. I'm running out of English. But in the building, yeah, I heard that too. I heard Oshay got a weird case. He got a weird case. Oshay got a weird case. That's why. Oshay got a weird case. Oh, yes, a lot of these people got weird cases. Jason Black got a bunch of weird cases. Tariq got some weird stuff going on with him. They all got something weird going on with them. All of them. All of them. All got something weird going on with them. As a matter of fact, let me see. Let me see. All right. Maybe we couldn't do this because again, somebody sent me this video. I forgot who it was. They probably in the building. If you in the building, shout yourself out. Yeah, let's just get into this.
Haven't you noticed that every single time somebody has a problem with a black man, the first thing they want to do is they either want to take his freedom or his money? So let's check this out. Let me pull this video up so y'all can see it. Where is it at? So let's check this out.
All right, guys, I had to post this because my boy, Talmud Tatum, Mr. Brandon Tatum, you know, the police officer, he pulled up wearing a Ferrari and one of those websites, you know, one of those podcasts that says, hey, man, how did you get all your money? Saw the car and reached out and asked him, how funny that you have all that money to be able to buy a Ferrari and you're such a good Christian. You're such a good Christian and for the people, but you're out here buying a Ferrari with your personalized plates, Mr. Tatum. How'd you get all your money, buddy? Where'd you get all that skrill? Who's backing you? Who's paying you to have these weird views that all of a sudden the government's doing the right thing? There's no deep state. That all of a sudden, you know, your whole anti-war, no new wars. Now you love wars and you love Israel. Tell me about it. Is that why you also hate Candace, bro? Because in this, you say, treat everyone with respect, my man. Treat everyone nice and with respect. Is that how you're treating your sister in color, Miss Candace? Is that how you're treating your old ex-good friend, Candace, with respect and dignity? And you're allowed to have your own, you know, beliefs and opinions? No, because you're a sellout for the money in the Ferrari, bro.
So let's pause right there. So number one.
Oh yeah, let's pause right there. That dude was right. The white dude was right. For the most part, he right. Brandon Tatum is a sellout, and he'll say whatever he got to say to get the money. That's how he got the Ferrari. Like what? Like think about it. How did Brandon Tatum become big? He basically became big by saying, "Look at me, I'm a police officer, and everything you say about black people is true." He got big the same way Oshay did. It's just that he completely sold out. Like he sold out his YouTube booty the most. So that's why he got the Ferrari. Like, yeah. So what's the issue? What you gonna have to cry about, Angryman? Because you kind of in this boat. You're not kind of. You also are in this boat too.
One, black people come on the internet all the time and complain about racism, but very rarely do I see black people really call out real racism or hit the target. This guy right here, and I hope you see this video. This guy right here is a racist piece of shit. There's no other way.
How is the white man racist by simply stating a truth? See, this is the nonsense. These people who will argue you down that racism isn't real or racism isn't that big a deal, soon as something happened that they don't like, now racism is the biggest deal in the world. It's an existential threat to all black people, and we got to mobilize against it. So when black people talking about white people being racist, you don't care. Oh, you this and that, that and this. Somebody's accurately calling out your fellow grifter, somebody you aspire to. You want to be like Officer Tatum. Now you're mad, and that's the real racism.
No other way to describe it. You see a black man with a Ferrari and you have a problem with it. And you're trying to hide your racism in some sort of righteousness. First of all, the reason why Brandon Tatum doesn't mess with Candace anymore is the main reason a lot of us don't mess with Candace anymore, because she's off her rocker. Okay? She obviously...
No, you don't mess with her no more because she's against Israel. That's it. Like Candace Owens always been stupid. She always been saying the same thing. The only thing different now is that she's anti-Israel. That's it. That's it. Shout out to Timbo Slice for coming through with the 199. A whole lot of ones with a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Thank you for helping me get closer to my goal. Much appreciated.
Does the type of videos she does and gives the type of takes that she gives, and has done a complete 180 because she knows it gets views. That's first and foremost, right? The second thing is, and I'm going to say this, I want every last white guy watching to hear this. There is no point in this country's history where you saying to a black guy, how'd you get your money, buddy? And it's not going to be a racist statement because it's none of your business.
So now you understand racism. This is the same thing with, what's his name? Clarence Thomas talking about, oh, this is a high-tech lynching. Who else said something like that? Herman Cain. Didn't Ben Carson say something like that too before?
Where he got his money. If we're being totally honest, it's none of your damn business where he got his money. Flat out. And the fact that you're sitting there trying to educate him on how he needs to be black speaks volumes. Why aren't you cool with your sister in color? Bro, you have no idea how racist this rant is.
Yeah, that sister in color part was a little crazy, but otherwise than that, he was spot on. And yeah, he might even be racist, but I didn't hear anything racist. I heard him asking them a legit question.
And the crazy part is you probably don't even think it's racist because you're obviously a liberal. And I find that really interesting because I notice that liberals have a habit of doing that. They sit back and they think that black people are supposed to fit into one mold. And if black people don't fit into the mold that you think black people should fit in, here you come with all of your criticisms. Now, let's be clear about something. Brandon Tatum has, I forgot how many millions of subscribers he has, right? Brandon Tatum has an extremely successful YouTube channel. He has an extremely successful social media footprint, okay? He has the Brandon Tatum store, which I'm pretty sure he makes a ton of money on with his merchandise.
Anybody wearing Brandon Tatum merchandise is a complete bozo.
And here's the reality. The reality is, I know that Brandon Tatum can afford a Ferrari off of what he makes from social media because I know how much I make. And I'm certain he makes more money than me. So this idea that he can only get that Ferrari because some group gave him some money is it's a crock.
Yes, he's only getting that because he's being backed. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be. First of all, he is getting money from groups. Let's get that out the way. He is receiving money. He is receiving money. He is receiving backing. Two, like people just watching your content and boosting your content is a form of backing too. Like the reason he's so big, who signal boost him? Like, because again, he don't got nothing insightful to say. So who's signal boosting him? He didn't get this out the mud.
It's a crock. Not to mention the fact that you, my friend, are an anti-Semitic bigot.
There we go. There we go. Now he's calling the dude anti-Semitic. I don't know if he anti-Semitic or not, but when did the angry hoe start caring about the Jews? About whether somebody anti-Semitic or not? You don't care if people anti-black woman or not. You don't care if people are anti-quote-unquote nigga or not. But you don't now, and you also, because now you grifting FBA, you don't care if somebody's anti-black immigrant or not, but now you care about somebody being anti-Semitic. Give it up, angry hoe. You're not getting that bag. You hit your ceiling and you're going down. That's it. Maybe not, because you know social media funny like that. Maybe you could keep going. Who knows? But from where I'm looking, it's all downhill from here. It's all down here from here.
It's the fact that you're even calling him what you just called him, because I'm not even going to repeat it because it's so vile. I'm not even going to repeat it. But this is really interesting. Like there are some of you that just cannot stand to see a black man be successful. I saw this same video. And I said, well, not the video of him reacting. I saw this, and then look at him, he clout chasing too, because he put at Candace up there. Clout chasing, right? So when I saw the video of Brandon Tatum pull up in his Ferrari, I was like, oh, snap. Brandon Tatum got a Ferrari. That's what's up. I love to see black men successful. I love to see black men. See, when I was a kid, you didn't see random black men driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis the way you see it nowadays. I love it. I absolutely love it. But this is...
So if you love it, if you want to see more of it, then why are you a Republican? Because the only random black men, quote unquote, random black men driving Ferraris nowadays because of Republican policies are the ones who are grifting the Republican Party, like Brandon Tatum. He's a grifter. Those are the only ones. And he's not random.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. My Balzic said, nope, I don't respect anyone who's a shill for... You can get your anti-Semitic out of here too. Anybody else?
So calling somebody a shill for Israel is now equal to being anti-Semitic. Got it? Let's keep it going.
Anybody else? Do we have any more hateful bigots in here? Just let me know in the chat so I can boot you up out of here. Just let me know so I can boot you up out of here. Because that's the
angry hoe will sell his YouTube booty right now. You trying to sell your YouTube booty right now. You prostituting right now. You advertising. You walking down on the blade right now in a thong. And a bra. That's what you're doing right now. We're not stupid. You defending Brandon Tatum. You kicking people out, accusing people of being anti-Semitic. We know who you trying to attract. You ain't slick, angry hoe.
The funniest thing in the world to me. The funniest thing in the world is how you think that because someone supports something you don't like, that automatically makes them evil. There is no group of people in this world that are more prejudiced, more bigoted, more ridiculous than liberals. You think that if people do not agree...
No, liberals are actually awesome. Keep it going.
...with your worldview, they are automatically evil, which is one of the most ridiculous things in the history of this country. Now, you'll sit up here and have so much to say about Brandon Tatum. Why are you not talking about ABC and NBC not airing the president's address? Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about we actually live in a day and age where the media networks decided we're not going to broadcast the president's address.
Because it was all lies and it was corny. I covered it. It was whack. It was whack.
In the United States of America. But I notice you liberals are quiet about that. But I don't know why I'm surprised. With all of this anti-Semitic rhetoric that you pushing, it's not a surprise because you're just like the short mustache guy. You're just like him. You're just like him. You're for censorship. You're for
now you calling people. I'm about to get off this, bro. This is getting crazy. This is annoying and crazy. Boring. Like, come on now. Yes, that's exactly what he just did. The angry hoe is pissing me off. Gotta speed you up, angry hoe. Gotta speed you up. You're not doing this.
Persecuting people that don't agree with you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But again, you're quiet about how two major networks, ABC and NBC, networks that don't have to pay to be on the air. They don't have to pay no money to be on the air. Decided we're not going to broadcast. When, y'all? When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened in the history of this country? When? And see, when I see stuff like this, you know, the first thing I think to myself, eventually somebody will pull that crap with me. Eventually somebody will see something that I have, that I've worked hard for, and they'll try to come up with some ridiculous reason as to why I got that. But it won't be because of hard work. See, this guy thinks that there's some shortcut to Brandon Tatum getting that Ferrari. But we all know better. We've seen him online. We've seen him on YouTube. We've seen him putting in the work. Brandon Tatum has been on Piers Morgan. Brandon Tatum is a known commentator. How do you think a person is that popular, that relevant, and they're not making no money? That man has been living in the gated community. He probably could have been.
Shout out to Nikki for coming through with the 200 joules flow state. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. Again, now you sucking Brandon Tatum balls right now. And look what he said. Oh, I'm sticking up for him because what if somebody tries that with me? Angry hoe, you a cheap hoe. You looking at Brandon Tatum. He a hoe too, but he an expensive hoe. You a cheap hoe. He's the hoe sitting in like the Ritz-Carlton or making home visits at mansions. That's the type of hoe Brandon Tatum is. You the hoe walking the blade. You the hoe that's a lot lizard, how they call them. The ones who be like with the truck drivers. Yeah, that's you. That's you. So you don't need to worry about this. You don't need to worry about what's going on with that. Keep it going. Keep it going. Shout out to Nikki again. Make sure y'all salute Nikki.
Got a Ferrari long before this. It's just disgusting, man. And see, this is how I know money is power. I remember one time when I was younger, I was watching a TV show or a movie. I can't remember what it was. But in that movie or TV show, there was a black athlete that did something wrong. I forgot what he did wrong. He did something that he was accused of, right? And there were two white chicks sitting at a sports bar, and the allegations was on the TV screen. They was talking about the athlete on the TV screen. And the white chick was like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. You know what? They should take his money. Haven't you noticed that every single time somebody has a problem with a black man, the first thing they want to do is they either want to take his freedom or his money? That's when I knew money's power. That's when I knew money is a component of power. This guy sitting right here, where'd you get your money, buddy? If I was Officer Tatum, I would have went live and showed his picture, and I would have told him flat out, it's none of your business where I got my money. Because newsflash, buddy, newsflash, Brandon Tatum is free. He's not a slave. He's not a slave. He's not a slave. He's a free man. He's a free man. He's a free man, free to make his money the same way everybody else makes their money. And last time I checked, considering the fact that he's a police officer, I don't think he's doing anything illegal. or used to be a police officer. I don't see him doing anything illegal to make his money. I don't see him doing anything illegal to make his money. So why do you care how he makes his money if he's not doing anything illegal? If he's not doing anything illegal, he's not hurting nobody. Why do you care? I think, honestly, it's because he's a black guy with a Ferrari and you probably can't get one. That's probably what it is. He's a black guy with a Ferrari and you probably can't get one. You've probably always
pure glaze. I think he's trying to get recruited. You trying to get recruited, but again, you advertising to people who don't care about you. Like, come on, man. You just letting it be known, like, hey, I done sold my YouTube booty before. I'm ready to sell it again. But hey, the people you trying to sell it to don't want it.
Wanted a car like that throughout your life, and you've never been able to get one because you're not as smart as him, you're not as talented as him, and you probably aren't willing to put in the same amount of work that he's put in. And so to justify you not being able to do what he's doing, you have to attribute what he's done to something nefarious. You have to say,
he's what he's doing with that, he's getting a toy collection. Because I'm looking at his back. I'm like, a lot of them toys is missing. And you got the lights turned down too, so you really can't see them too good. Because remember, he used to have the swords and all that other stuff. That's what he's doing with the money. Eating and toy collection.
Must be getting paid by somebody. I haven't seen Officer Tatum's views change. So what is that? Like, I haven't seen Officer Tatum's views change. He's had the same viewpoint this entire time. He's had the same exact viewpoint this entire time. So where is that coming from? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. As a Gen Xer, there's nothing in this world I hate more than racism. Bigotry. I hate it.
Oh my God. That's the racism is the thing you hate the most. Bigotry is the thing you hate the most. This is, I think I got some videos on you that I might need to find in one of my extended hard drives, my external hard drives. Because it's like, you bozo.
I hate it. And I don't care who it comes from. I don't care who it comes from. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your religious background is. I don't care what your gender is. If you're a person that appears to be hating on someone specifically because of their race, I got an issue with that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. There's no other way to describe it. I saw this video, and when I saw this video, I said, yep, I got to say something about this. Got to say something about this because it don't even make no damn sense. And look, people in the chat room people in the comment section going in on him. They going in on him. They going in on Buddy. Mike said, dude has over 10 businesses and his own podcast and YouTube. He's a millionaire because he hustles and invests. Liberals are going to always hate. Love Tatum.
Now they love Tatum. Come on, man. Love him for what? For being a bozo? Like, come on now. Ridiculous. But yeah, everybody, you'll do anything to be the white man's nigga. I guess this is what they was talking about when they said a $40 million slave. I think that's what they talking about.
This dude said he's not a liberal. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And he's cursing the dude out. He's in the chat room mad. He's in the chat room upset. Somebody else said, I love Officer Tatum. He's a warrior. Somebody said, hell yeah, Officer Tatum said, good to see people win in life. Nice car, brother. And then, of course, you got certain people talking about he's a sellout, right? Somebody else said he speaks facts. Happy he's doing well. Somebody said he's a solid soul. Somebody said, you realize influencers make good money. This clown says exactly who pays them. This is how ignorant he is. It's pathetic.
Yeah, we got to get off this. Oh, look, he wrote a book now. The Angryman Standard. Look, again, agenda warring book. Why would anybody listen to you? You're a wannabe New Yorker too. I forgot that about you. But yeah, let me get off this. Because I'm getting pissed off and it's getting late. I gotta go to bed. I got a busy day tomorrow. Yeah. Happy I started early. This is ridiculous. Nobody, like, this is a grown man. I forgot who sent me this, but I was to say, like, did you watch this or do you just like to see me in pain or something? Like, come on, man. Gonna send me the angry hoe? Being an angry hoe? But shout out to everybody in the building. Probably is full of pictures. Who knows? It's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a bunch of his YouTube rants that he felt was his best YouTube rants. Put in the book. Like somebody just took them down, wrote them down, and just put them in the book. Transcribed them into a book form. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, we about to get up out of here. Thanks everybody for rocking with me. Make sure you go subscribe to my other channels, family. I'm about to upload a bunch of content on them this week. Make sure you supporting the stream any way you can. Thanks everybody for supporting the stream. Yeah, we gonna get into this right now. Cause yeah, I gotta go. So I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. Cannot do this no more. So yeah, we about to bounce out of here. But before we do that, you know I gotta give the shout outs. Shout out to Godspeed for coming through with the 440 joules. Much appreciated. I take that, Uncle Lurk, all day. Thank you. He set it off with that. Shout out to Reg for coming through with the 10. Much appreciated, bro. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming through with that 10. Your Reg always coming through good. Shout out to Tamara for coming through with the 10. Much appreciated, Tamara. Much appreciated. Shout out to McKinsley for coming through with the Canadian 2. You already know. Whole lot of ones, read a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Shout out to Justin March for gifting 20 memberships. Family, if Justin March gifted you a membership, make sure you keep that membership going and make sure you thank him. Make sure you thank him for gifting you that membership. Thank you, bro. First moderator. Always come through supporting. Much appreciated. Shout out to Angel for coming through with the 2 joules. Much appreciated. 2 joules better than 1 joule and 1 joule better than no joule. Shout out to Justin March for coming through again with the $2. Whole lot of ones. Beat a whole lot of nuns. Thank you for helping me get closer to my goal. Shout out to East Coast Cat for coming through with the 5. Shout out to Emma for coming through with the 4. Emma is a member of the channel. She hit that join button and got her own membership. Make sure y'all do the same. Shout out to the Black Merlin coming through with the $4.99. Shout out to Irvin Palmer for coming through with the 30 joules. Clutch. Much appreciated. Shout out to East Coast Kev for coming through, doubling up with another 5. Shout out to Khan the Great for coming through with 200 joules. Much appreciated. Shout out to McKinsley for coming through, doubling up with a Canadian 5. Much appreciated. Shout out to a pimp named Slickback for coming through with the $2. Shout out to Young Boy Goated for coming through with the 5. Shout out to a pimp named Slickback for doubling up with the 2. Shout out to Timbo Slice for coming through with the $1.99. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Shout out to Nikki for coming through with the 200 joules. Flow State. I take it. Shout out to the brother who donated on the Cash App and hit with the 10 for the Cash App. You didn't tell me you wanted to you wanted a shout out by name and you didn't comment it. So I'm just gonna shout out that. You know who you are. Much appreciated. Thank you for hitting the Cash App. Family, and you can hit the Cash App too. Much appreciated. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, I take it all. Also, to shout out to everybody who supported the stream any way they could. Shout out to everybody who supported with a fire emoji. Shout out to everybody who supported with a comment. Shout out to everybody who supported with a view. Shout out to everybody who supported with a like. Shout out to everybody who supported by hitting that heart, that reaction heart. Shout out to everybody. If anything you did that was support, shout out to you. It's much appreciated. Much appreciated. I always appreciate it. Look, shout out to Black Love for coming through with the G. I don't know what that means, but shout out to you for that. Shout out to everybody who came through showing love. Shout out to the Hood Mistress. Everything. I'm about to be out of here. Oh, shout out to the Bozo who was talking crazy. I dropped the link. He disappeared. But that's what they do. They talk crazy. They act like I don't know what I'm talking about. They tell me I'm a coward. And I said, all right, cool. I'm dropping the link. Nope, the person disappeared. But shout out to him too. He's a bozo. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. But good night, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever going on with you. Be safe, be blessed. I'll see y'all later. Let me see something else. Yeah, I want to make sure I get that. I gotta make sure. Yeah, I gotta make sure I do that before I go. Again, I gotta make sure I shout out that person who did that to me, who came through with that. And yeah, I'm out of here. On that note, family, peace. Good night. Good evening.